All right, it is time to bash in Berlin. It's yet another wrestling bash. It is not a great American bash. This time it's a bash in Berlin. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Folks, I am Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster, and welcome to our watch party live here for Bash at Berlin. Seeing you guys already filling in the chat here. Super pleased to have you all with us as we are going to watch this PLE together, comment on it while eating bad food, and probably laughing a little bit. So, Cody Duffy, sorry to see you sick. All right, joining me this week, as always, from the world of Maxed Out Media, the king of lost media himself, the one and only AEW Disciplinary Committee, a.k.a. Dis.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. Man, getting the computer set up. This is, Max's and my computer, so he takes it on his own sometimes, and of course, every time I get it back, it has malware on it. So I had to
Stop downloading things, young blood.
Auto clickers so we can cheat on games and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, joining us also this week, as always, our good friend, the one, the only, my co-host both here and on Tooney Talk TV, Mr. Kevin Apollo.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, we're having a very big party today in Berlin. I'm already hearing on the pre-show that they're already doing the Drew McIntyre. I'm like, oh god, do all of you just European goblins do this?
They were good on SmackDown last night. They didn't do anything on SmackDown.
This is why the United States is in the middle of World Showcase at Epcot, because you have to just recharge yourself in the middle of all this European hell. No, I'm kidding. I love Europe. I assume I've never been there, but I am basically an orange furry Ron Swanson. So, all right. We got about 54 people in the chat right now, still filling in. Glad to see you guys. Get those super chats going to participate in the conversation directly. Otherwise, I will be glancing at the chat here and there. Awful Wrestling, by the way, is here in the chat. He's not able to join us live today, but he will be here on Tuesday. Hoping I sent out the link to a couple of potential special guests. No, we do not have bingo today, right, Dis?
Yeah, the AEW bingo is fun because we can put silly things on there. But I mean, what am I gonna put with this tonight? It's 5 matches. It's not. There's nothing to. You know what I mean?
I guess.
It's WWE. I mean, I could for next time if you guys want, but
yeah, no, it's fine.
I just thought there's no like, Oh, go ahead.
You weren't on Tooney Talk TV, so I have to show you this thing that I found and uncovered and played to death on Thursday night. Apologies to Lisa B in the chat because she's going to hate it. But this is from the Hulk Hogan movie, Mr. Nanny.
Mm-hmm. Love that movie.
Yeah, so let me know if you've ever noticed this before.
This world will beat you down, beat you with a stick, you stick, you stick.
What?
as the Hulkster is riding his hog through the street, there's a guy in the back who is throwing a dog into a lake.
And that little boy became Logan Paul.
Oh.
This world will beat you down. Beat you with a stick. You stick. You stick.
My theory has always been that oh, there's Siren the cat on the back of Kev's chair. My theory has always been that the guy was like, wait a minute, that's a film crew. Hulk Hogan's making movies now? He looks at his dog and he's just like, you this world isn't for you anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that was like what was that? Oh, you mentioned it, Anchorman. It was just, remember Jack Black and his dog and the whole, or throwing the dog over that. Yeah, young Jack Black.
Basically that was the bad man throwing Baxter off the bridge. The bad man threw Baxter.
Cage of emotion.
All because of this.
This world
Man,
will beat you down. Beat you with a stick. You stick. You stick.
It's the most random thing of all time.
It's upsetting because that song's kind of a bop, and I was like, enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm going to be using Gen Z slang. Max enjoys it when I do that, so I'm going to be using Gen Z slang today.
We can hear him screaming no in the background. As you embarrass the heck out of your son.
Yeah.
I learned what Riz and Skibbity meant.
Oh, you learned
What?
about Skibbity? Yeah.
I don't need to know. I don't need to know what any of these things mean. I'm happier
Man,
in my life not knowing.
Bash in Berlin is bussin'. That's another one I learned.
No
Does
cap.
that have anything to do with the battle bus in Fortnite? Because I learned about that.
Maybe. I don't know.
On God. Bash and Berlin, straight bussin'. Skibbity.
Oh, we're gonna have fun, guys. This is fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. First super chat of the evening from JPS for $2. Thank you so much. He goes, to be fair to that random guy, some dogs can swim. That's true. I truly believe that they just caught this guy like letting his dog swim in the lake.
Yeah.
Clearly they did not have clearance to shut this road down for Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
And Hogan and Hulkster is just, driving on through, and they just caught like life happening in the background.
This world will beat you down. Beat you with a stick. You stick. You stick.
Sorry. It's not like it was a French. Yeah, it's not like it was an English bulldog, because if you throw an English bulldog in the water, they will sink right to the bottom.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I
That's
know
that's actually how I learned to swim. My brother picked me up and just threw me in, and then
Me
Isn't
too.
that how we all learn how to swim? My mother just dunked my head in the water at a swim class when I was an infant. It was just like the Rugrats.
Hour of my life. That's how I taught my daughters.
Hey, I took 2 years.
I assumed that you taught your daughters by throwing them off a cliff into an ocean.
I took 2 summers of swim classes at the YMCA, and I didn't learn how to swim. And then my brother got tired of it and picked me up and threw me into the water, and I swam. Swimmed.
That's why I
Swam.
don't understand people who are like, I can't swim. I'm like, I don't understand people that are like, I can't swim, because I'm just like, if somebody throws you in the water, you're just gonna move your arms and legs to stay alive, and that's swimming. You push the water to propel yourself.
Dynamite.
It's very hard to drown.
Matilda needs to learn how to swim.
I still think Samwise Gamgee was faking it with Frodo at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring. No, he did cut his foot on some glass in that lake. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Scene? Yeah. And there were a lot of foot injuries on that because then Viggo Mortensen broke his toe in Two Towers when he kicks the helmet. We're just killing time right now, folks, as we let people filter in and we get ready for the main show. They're still on the pre-show right now. I'm watching
What time does the show actually start?
one.
Oh,
So it starts in 20 minutes. It starts in 20 minutes. We always go on a half hour before. Randy Orton is being interviewed right now wearing the smallest shorts imaginable. John JD999, welcome friend for $1.99, says, hope y'all having a good day. This will be fun. I think it will be as well. Oh my gosh, guys. You know, there are some days where I'm like, man, it's going to be so hard to, find things to talk about in the future. I'm so worried about like where things are going in terms of like, the channels and content and things to talk about. And then there's days like today when I hear something that makes me so happy. I'm trying to find it right now on X because I have to point it out because it's going to, this is going to be the gift that gives so much to this channel and to this show. I mean,
The picture's in the group chat. I threw the
I-
picture in there.
I just, yes, it's ringside news, but
She said it.
she said it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I found it. Hold on. Mercedes Moné confirms plans to release a music album. Thank you, universe. Thank you,
No.
God. Thank
Why
you,
did it-
Odin. I don't know who did it. Whatever
No.
celestial force made this happen for me. Thank you.
You need to stop putting this evil into the world, Ricky Bobby. I don't know. Stop it.
Oh,
Do you
we're gonna
think-
play so much of it.
So much.
We're gonna play so
I
much
did.
of it on this show.
And Kevin's gonna do the dance because that's
It's
the
gonna
new
be-
thing now, is that guys
yes.
do the
Yes,
Mercedes
men.
thing.
Yeah, men have to do the cringy CEO dance now.
Those aren't men.
Oh my god. Mr. Grimy for 199 says he tossed that dog like the Lion King meme. Yeah, just hucked him.
All right.
I
Kev's
won't
here.
play it. I won't play it again. I promise.
Kev's here. My computer's working. I'm gonna go grab a sandwich real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, you do that, and then we'll fill the time, and then oh my goodness. So I mean, I don't think there's gonna be very many surprises here today. Gunther's gonna retain. Cody's gonna retain. The one that I'm looking forward to is Punk and Drew.
Drew, yeah, they're going to beat the crap out of
Yeah.
each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That one might actually get some blood.
Probably.
I think.
I think so.
John
Yeah.
JD999. She's dropping an album. Oh my god, I have to hear this.
Stop. I can only take
I
but so
can't
much.
wait. I can't wait. This is. I mean, the only thing that could be better news for me and like my career would be if like the Acolyte comes back.
Listen, I put my name on the petition.
I did too. I signed it. I was like, please bring it back.
Once more into the breach, dear friends. Once more.
We promise we'll like it this time. Oh man. It's do you think there'll be a song about crystals? There has to be a song about
Actually,
crystals.
I hope
right?
it's actually just a cover of the Hulk Hogan CD. She just covers all the songs or replaces her name.
Ah, maybe a couple of the Macho Man songs. Be a man, Hulk. Are you ready? Y'all ready for this? Because if you are, pump your fist like this.
Should be talking to Paige, actually. Be a man, Soraya.
No, it'll be Becky.
It'll be
Be a man,
yeah,
Becky. Because she hates Becky more than anyone.
The Rock's agents say you're not worth lynch money, so we're not asking for it. But
Wait, she has the Rock's agent?
no, she's the only one who doesn't.
Oh my
She's
god.
the only one of the horsewomen who didn't get the Rock's agency company.
That's amazing. Connor Hassler for $2 says, I saw that about Monet, and God help our ears. Yes, I agree. Andre Adams for $4.99. That album gonna be some straight up Milli Vanilli-ish. Oh, Andre.
Blame it on the crystals.
Wrestling Sim says that's why she got $8 million.
So I hope it turns out that Camille has been singing all the tracks, and we could just redo Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, what if she did a cover of With My Baby Tonight?
Been so hey, working hard on the go. I don't care. That song is a very silent banger, as the kids say. It's a low key
what my
banger.
baby did.
Low key banger, no cap.
Ace of Games UK checking in for £4.99 sterling says, "Hi Marvin, gonna need a bit more time on that freedom of information request. The council's website is down. Bash of Berlin's looking fun tonight." Yeah, the council's website's probably down because every wrestling fan alive that wants to own AEW is doing a freedom of information request right now to get that turnstile number. But I appreciate you, man. I really do. John JID for $9.99 for $1.99 says, "I'd rather listen to Kanye's new album on repeat." That you might be going too far. I'd listen to her before I listen to Kanye. At least with her, I'll be partially entertained. I have a sinful amount of wings, boneless wings, which are basically just chicken nuggets. But this time they're all covered in barbecue sauce, so I'm good.
I'm preparing lunch for my children, so I have to disappear. The air fryer screaming at me.
Ah, okay. So I can hold it down by myself for a minute.
Okay. I'll hang in there till this
go
comes
on,
back.
go on. It's a good test for me to see if I can actually hold it down by myself. So
Godspeed.
Go make whatever mac and cheese you're working on. Yes, they are chicken nuggets for adults, Jared. I agree. Right now I'm watching a Gunther video package where he's powerbombing hefty bags and doing squats. I don't know if you guys got this on your version of Peacock. I never know what is the thing that takes over for the commercials. So maybe she'll do a cover of Lanny Poppos, The Policeman Is Your Friend. By the way, I'm looking at the chat right now, guys, because it's I'm the only one here. But yeah, so let us know what you guys are eating, what you're drinking. I'm always fascinated by people's wrestling snacks. Like right now, I've got my boneless wings. I've got seasoned fries. I've got a C4, the official energy drink of the WWE, because you got to do that. But they have a Hawaiian punch flavor now. You can't actually get it in stores. You have to get it off like Amazon or something. I haven't seen it in stores yet. I'm sure it's coming. It's so good. Like I'm addicted to it. My last big road trip with Mrs. Movie Monster, we ended up getting I got like a 12 or 18 pack of them. And I just was pounding them while I was driving because I don't let it's not that she doesn't want to drive me. She's a passenger princess. If you're a passenger princess, by the way, let us know in the chat. She's a passenger princess, but she offers to drive. I just don't let her because it's horrifying and terrifying, and I don't want to die. So it was one time I allowed it. We were driving up for a wedding somewhere, and I had not slept in 2 days, and I was still trying to power through and drive. And I literally saw a woman on a billboard turn her head to me and wink. And I was like, okay, I think you might have to drive because I'm starting to hallucinate. I'm wondering what Drew's entrance gear is going to be. It's 4:20 somewhere in the world twice a day, Matt Buswell. Yes, it is. Nacho cheese Doritos and boxed root beer from Ernest Cruz. Erica says Polar Blueberry Seltzerade is so summery and what I've never heard of that. That sounds like a bunch of word salad. Connor says, I'm looking at what people are eating. Connor says brownie sundae and Diet Coke today. Hold on, I'm gonna go back and just see what everyone's saying. Homemade quesadillas from Kevin. Hornet Killer says I'm eating and drinking nothing for this show. Ruben Hot homemade hot pockets. That actually sounds good. Ooh. John's doing quesadillas and salsa, and he got the good salsa. Let's see. Ernest says nacho cheese Doritos and boxed root beer. That sounds heavenly. Mr. Grimy saying tequila and iced tea. Let's see. Ryan says no snacks for me yet. Just had dinner, but I'm probably gonna grab a quick glass of water and have a smoke. There you go. Kevin, the problem with releasing an album of parody songs is that I can't do that legally because they're all they're all copyrighted music. I do on Patreon though. I do have versions of them up that are just audio, so if people wanted to listen in the car or something like that, you can actually do that. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Oh, pizza and garlic fingers with Diet Coke. That sounds good. I should have done pizza today instead of doing wings again. Oh, Loki 07 with pancakes. I wonder if that's actually Loki. Like Loki
No.
say Loki have pancakes today. Like my Loki say do push-ups.
Badass Brandon. That's,
Yeah. Senshi. What that was his name, right?
yeah. Did you? I just remember Dave Shear used to always call him that because of
Badass Brandon.
his backstage attitude. Little guy who really thought he was a big guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Dead X Man 616 for $5. My prediction: they're gonna rock Berlin like it's 1945. I like a good World War II joke. I think on what did I say on the last cold open? I said the biggest bombing in London since 1941.
Yeah.
That made Kevin pop huge. Oh gosh.
So what match you most looking forward to tonight, Marv?
Drew and Punk. It's got to be Drew
Yeah.
and Punk, right? Like that's like the one everybody's looking forward to. I think we all know. I was saying to Kev, like it's gonna be predictable. We all know that Gunther's gonna retain and Cody's gonna retain, and I don't care about the women's tag match. The men's tag match, the men's tag titles aren't even defended on the show. No IC title either, right? No IC, no US, just 5 matches, right?
The IC was last night. I mean, the US was last night. They had LA Knight fight Ludwig Kaiser last night. And then both world titles are on the line. And the women's tag. So I mean, there's 3 titles on the line. I don't really know how.
But neither women's championship is on the line.
Women's tag is though. Women's tag.
It just seems, honestly, it feels to me like a weak card. I mean, if it wasn't for the Punk Drew, I probably would have no interest in the show.
I think we're gonna start seeing this where the pay-per-view weeks are the ones that we get the big matches on, because like last night they had the payoff to Nia and Michin, which was a really fun match, by the way. Their little hardcore match. Michin has become like Sandman in ECW, so that's cool. So they had their payoff. They also did the US title payoff last night. So they're, like I said, I think the weeks leading into the pay-per-view, you're gonna get and also Chad Gable versus Bo Dallas happened. So I think you're getting resolutions to feuds all week going into the pay-per-view, which I kind of like that, considering it keeps the pay-per-view short, but you're still getting the payoffs throughout the week. I like that.
Ryan Plays for $10 Canadian says, also wanted to say this is probably the most excited I've been for a 4-corner strap match. Not big on the gimmick itself, but Punk vs. Drew is still a hot feud for me. I agree. I think the most excited I ever was for one of these was JBL and Eddie. But this is up there. This is definitely up there. But speaking of JBL, by the way, did you see he popped up on TNA last night?
Yeah, he's been everywhere. He was in TNA, New Japan. He did a GCW show. Yeah, that dude.
Either WWE is like lending him out, or he did not manage his money correctly, which would be startlingly off-brand.
True.
By the way, I like that Kev didn't turn his camera off, so we've just got Siren Cam right now on Siren the Cat.
Should be wearing a tank top. Just
yeah, well, that would have a point, and cats are pointless. So
hey, I have a cat, and my cat is very well behaved and doesn't decide to interrupt the show. I just want to say that, by the way.
Well, Siren the Cat does a great job every single week of making me hate cats just a little bit more. Ruben Hart for $5. Question for y'all: who was the wrestler that made you a fan? For me, it was Ron Simmons. Oh gosh. For me, you know what? And for me, it was, and people are going to be shocked because I didn't actually start watching wrestling until 97 or no, I think it was 98 even. And then I went back and like consumed everything like obsessively after that. So I caught up on like 20 years of fandom, very quickly. But I was a kid. It was Diamond Dallas Page for me.
Really?
And Sting, DDP and Sting. Those were my two. What about
cool. You? Hogan. I saw Hogan in Rocky 3 before I really watched wrestling. I mean, I'd seen wrestling, but I didn't really watch wrestling.
Thunderlips is here.
Yeah, and I loved Hogan and Rocky 3, but I didn't know that he was an actual wrestler. And then I went over to my aunt's house, and my cousin showed me, let me stay up to watch Saturday Night's Main Event because we had watched Rocky 3 that afternoon. And I kept saying how cool he was, and he's like, "Oh, well, he's on TV all the time. You should see him." And then we watched Saturday Night's Main Event, and there was Hulk Hogan, and I never looked back. That was the end.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan.
This world will beat you down. Beat you with a stick. You stick. You stick.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Oh man, but yes. So I'm gonna assume Kev's also gonna be Hogan, but we'll ask him when he gets back. This is an interesting statistic. Men's tags haven't been defended. Josh Carlos 98 for 199. Thank you very much. Says men's tags haven't been defended on pay-per-view since Mania.
Yeah,
That I find interesting. That's interesting. Huh.
I don't actually. The tags, the tag team titles on Raw haven't been defended since they won them on TV. At least they've been defended on house shows and stuff. But.
You want to know who I was like a huge fan of as a kid, though, like obsessively a fan of? It was Tommy Dreamer.
As a kid? Oh yeah, you're younger than me. I forget you're younger than me. So.
Yep. Well, I mean, as a kid, but by kid I mean like I was a teenager, but or preteen.
I mean, we're talking teenagers. Mine was Raven.
I was in middle school. I was in middle school, so
I became a fan of Raven before I ever saw Raven wrestle. Like I that was back in the day where he still followed for a long time. I followed in like Pro Wrestling Illustrated and those magazines, what was going on in ECW. And then when the internet came around, I was able to get my first ECW tape, and I ordered Best of Raven. And that tape, I wore that out. It was like a 3-part volume or 3-volume set, and I wore it out in a year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Raven.
I love Raven. There's a there we go. Mr. Grimy for 199 says, "There goes that dog, like Mercedes' album in the bin." I would probably have to throw that record. I've been picturing it as a record that I could like throw into the water. But I don't think I have not bought physical music media, like not a CD or anything like that, in probably 20 years.
She would release a vinyl version too. I guarantee it.
She would.
Gold. It'll be gold vinyl.
Platinum.
Yeah, she has a platinum album before it sells one copy.
Oh God! What do you think the title of it's going to be? Like
CEO,
like, music of Monet, or like CEO songs?
Nah, it'll be CEO. What is going on? Is that a duck over at Kev's house?
I have no idea what's happening right now.
The Bash in Berlin's going live, and a duck has entered Kev's room.
Well, if it was, then I think the Apollo family's having duck for dinner tonight. Because Wade Barrett coming out. I guess he's doing commentary tonight. It was funny on the pre-show. They were sitting there, and it was Miz and Big E and one of the lady journalists, and they were eating donuts. And she was like, "I'm going to take this donut over here," and because she's like, "I want a round one because the other ones probably wouldn't look great for TV." And I was like, "Wait, did she just make a reference to like sucking,
Yes.
Did she just make a reference to the thing that got Randy Orton kicked out of the military?
I have no idea what you're talking
No,
about.
not at all, right?
I like Wade Barrett.
Well, the reason I thought about it was because I said to myself, man, if Wade Barrett was on that tunnel, he's not touching those donuts.
No.
Because he was notoriously the one chip man when they were sponsored by Ruffles. Yeah,
that's true.
Man, we are like a minute away from the show officially starting. I'm looking at the Miz right now talking. I guess the Miz, they found something for him to do. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I'm not eating these chips.
This is really Miz's calling, by the way. I mean, he's a fine wrestler, don't get me wrong, but this stuff here that he's doing, that's
like hosting stuff. Yeah. I always thought he'd be a great game show host or something like that. Like I could see him. I would rather watch him host Who Wants to Be a Millionaire than Jimmy Kimmel. Stupid face Jimmy Kimmel. I think we're hearing Duke.
Yeah, I hear Duke.
Yeah. If we keep hearing Duke, I'm going to mute Kev.
It's better than the duck. I'd rather Duke than a duck.
Maybe Duke was the duck. Maybe Duke was the duck. Maybe he was
you
doing a
think
duck impression.
We actually, I have a duck call within a reaching distance of me right now, but I'm not.
Do you really?
I do.
Do you hunt ducks?
Max was given one, so we
Okay.
have duck calls sitting around the house.
But is it the way that his Pee Wee hockey team calls out to one another?
Yes, absolutely, it is.
All right, looks like the show is starting. We are in Berlin, Germany, formerly home of the Berlin Wall, which
Don't do the duck call, Max. Okay. Max, when I mentioned it, Max went and grabbed the duck call.
Oh, of course he did. Son Goten 76001 for $5. Have you guys ever seen Hulk Hogan's No Holds Barred film? It has one of the most ridiculous sex scenes I've ever seen. Yes, it's Hulk Hogan.
They don't have.
Is it a more ridiculous sex scene than Hulk Hogan and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife?
Oh, there is not. Here is the scene. It is not that kind of a scene. The scene in the pay-per-view the scene in No Holds Barred is Hogan doing push-ups, and she's spying on him while he does it. And
he's like naked though too, right? I remember
he's wearing like Speedos.
Yeah, WrestleCrap used to put the GIF of that up all the time, and I'd be like, "What the heck is that?"
No, trust me. I ordered the first time I saw No Holds Barred. By the way, pay-per-view started. First time I ordered No. First time
we talk about No Holds Barred all the time because we say it's why Hulk Hogan doesn't like black people because he thinks they're all Zeus.
Yeah,
and he's afraid they're going to come in and break his neck. Go ahead.
First time I saw it was I ordered No Holds Barred, the match, the movie, and I recorded it off pay-per-view.
Fantastic.
And I had that VHS tape for decades.
Alrighty.
You know, like half of the pre-show was dedicated to the mixed tag. They're really pushing that match.
Yeah, I mean, that's got opener written all over it, right?
This card, I don't know, man. This card, I could see they like to do the thing where they open with a title and end with a title. So,
so we might get Cody and KO first. I'm on the show KO right now. Yeah. So maybe we are doing that. I hate this storyline so much.
I liked their segment last night.
I like their segment last night. The duck season, rabbit season.
Yeah, it started off bad. The segment last night was cool because he Kevin was saying, or KO was saying, he confirmed what we said, that he felt he was being pandered to, and he doesn't like being pandered to. And then he went on to tell Cody that he knows his leg's hurt and he's gonna go after the leg and he has to do it. And Cody is like, my leg's not hurt. And then Kevin Owens just dropped the mic and leans into him and goes, just remember you asked for this. And he walked away. So I like where they went with it. And I don't think it's impossible that Kevin Owens wins tonight, actually.
I think it's impossible.
I don't, because I was thinking about it, and I think that because I kept thinking that I kept thinking the Randy turn was going to come. This was going to be the catalyst for that, but I could absolutely see Owens winning, Randy turning on Owens, and then Randy winning the title, so that it's actually Cody chasing Randy for the title, because Cody's a better chaser than a champion. So
I agree, but I don't know.
He's a good champion. Don't get me wrong, but I think the feud with Randy would be cool as a chase.
Joining us right now, a good friend from the world of wrestling soup, the one and only Anthony Missionary Thomas.
How's it going, boys?
Hey, Mish, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. Kind of geeked up for this nice nooner as far as a pay-per-view goes. It's like 2 in a row. We had AEW starting at noon last week, and now we have WWE starting at noon this week. I could get a fella could get used to this, Marv.
Man, I like it. I love the middle of the day pay-per-views.
Oh, it's perfect.
I'm such a fan.
On a Saturday, too? You mean I could still go out and have a good time afterwards?
Right.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, look, for me, there's no way I'm going out to have a good time, but I was out so late. I was out late last night at Halloween Horror Nights, though. Oh, my God.
What was that like?
Yeah. Oh, God. It was excellent. It was really good. We did the Quiet Place haunted house, which was, I was really impressed. Everybody in the haunted house was dead silent. Like everybody committed. I was afraid people were going to be walking around there just being like, oh, hey, after this, we should probably go get some pizza.
Right.
But no, everybody
got into it. That's awesome.
Then we did one called Slaughter Cinema that was like on the way in the line. There was this. It was like they set up like a drive-through movie theater, and they played all these trailers for all these like B horror movies that they made up, like ridiculous ones. Like one of them was like Killer Kringles, and it was like Santa and Mrs. Claus like killing people on the naughty list. Or Cyborgs, which were like zombie cyborgs. And then when you go in the haunted house, you go through all the movies.
Oh wow, that is a lot of setup. That is pretty neat, actually. That is, all right, cool. I haven't even gotten. Oh, sorry.
John JD 999 for 199. I don't understand what Kevin is doing at all right now. If you're talking about Kevin Apollo, he's making lunch for his kids. If you're talking about Kevin Owens, he's in a world title feud. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Oh, Kevin Owens is man. I love him. I love the fact that people are really worried that he's going to go to AEW soon. That his contract.
Well, apparently, according to the internet, AEW did not match WWE's offer.
Yeah.
No,
that's from last year when they were extending the contract. It's one of those things where they bring it back now because people are talking about Kevin Owens. So they're like, hey, let's just report this again so we can get the clicks again.
How you doing, Dis?
I'm okay. So you're eating.
We are starting with this match, guys. We are starting with Kevin
here
Owens.
We go. See, this is the match I really want.
Max, Kevin Owens, Cody starting.
Kevin Owens is the man. So
I hate Peacock. We're like 10 seconds behind you. It's ridiculous.
We're all watching the same thing. Like
I know.
Yeah, but there's also going to be a major delay from overseas too, right? So I'm sure that people that are in Germany watching this are probably 20 seconds ahead of us. So
that's very true, probably. By the way, I really like the minimalist sets. Don't you like? I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of it.
The new production teams are amazing, guys. They really are. There's been so much better shots taken. A lot of things hidden that the old Dunn trilogy would have pretty much caught on camera, like when people run in and stuff. It's just it's such a niche. It's almost cinema-esque. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? How you doing,
sir? Brother? How you doing, man?
Yeah. Just getting ready for this pay-per-view. I guess we're starting off with Kevin Owens hot. So
we are starting off with Kevin Owens indeed.
It's crazy when you highlight like now that we're doing these back to back. And last week you saw what AEW made Wembley Stadium look like, and this week you're seeing what WWE makes Uber Arena look like, and somehow they make it look more populated than Wembley Stadium was last week. And that's the WWE production.
Yeah. I'm sorry, how many people are there right now? Did they say?
I think
they haven't announced it.
I think the running number was 50,000.
No. They're full. I mean, they sold out. So
yeah, it doesn't look like there's any tops anywhere. Producer Neckbeard in the chat right now saying Willkommen bei Tooney Talk Wrestling Bash in Berlin. Is that I don't know. I think that might be Klingon.
They're stocked.
Yeah, it's
there is das Toilette again. I took 3 years of German. That's all I know.
I have Google, so that works too. No, but I mean, one of the biggest problems I saw with the All-In pay-per-view, not to make the comparison, but when it came to the crowd, were you guys kind of scratching your heads as to why they would just have people in that third tier not kind of move up and just make everybody? Because I was like, I mean, even me and Joe, when we were talking live during the show, because Joe got to do the solo show afterwards by himself, because I was out eating fogo de chao with the folks, but watching it, I'm like, why don't they just move people up and make it look like a huge ass party? I didn't get it.
We were talking about that all week, or I mean, all the show last week. And another thing is that they had preset camera zooms and stuff like that, and you could tell because the cameras were zooming in on empty seats.
Right.
So it's almost like they expected those areas to be filled, and they couldn't go back on it because they had those preset camera angles where you showed the top of the stadium. So they just had to deal with it. That's what I'm guessing.
We're getting the decibel readings, guys. Where's Thurston? You got to check, make sure they're being accurate.
They did it on SmackDown last night. Cody got 106 for the Woe. So let's see.
It was 103, I think, tonight.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is that what we're doing now? We're measuring the decibels in order to convey crowd enjoyment.
Apparently, this is a new thing that they're doing. Michael Cole did it on his phone one night.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
it's clever.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. Do it all the time.
We used to do that in my high school pep rallies.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Louder, guys, louder.
But I miss when like guys like Cody would come out and the crowd would just be raucously cheering the entire time. They don't do that anymore. They just sing with the song now.
I think it's because they become a little used to Cody. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not taking anything away
now
from
the songs
guy,
have
but-
lyric. The songs all have lyrics now. But could you imagine like back in the Attitude Era, the entire crowd going da 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 da.
No.
Although,
it wasn't too far after that they were doing "You Suck" during Kurt Angle.
Well, no,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
it's
just
true.
that, but I mean, if you did the Rock, the "If You Smell What the Rock Is Cooking,"
Yeah.
everybody chanted that.
I get it because when you're WWE, the best word to describe WWE over everything is fun. So fun is going to outweigh everything else, and
Experience trumps all.
yeah. And so what they're given the fan experience. And like, you know, right now, if I wasn't on the show, me and Max would be singing Kingdom 2. You know, that's what would be happening because that's just, it's that kind of thing. It's like, you feel like you're part of something. WWE does a great job of that.
oh, guys, look, it's Ricochet's soon to be former fiance.
She's holding up her phone. People are going to get so mad at her for that. Yeah, see, Max is singing right now. You can't hear it, but
I mean, Ricochet's napkin is gorgeous.
I think we should start calling Ricochet Samantha Irvin's husband. I think we need to switch that.
Mr. Samantha Irvin.
Yeah.
I don't think they're married though, right? I think they're just engaged.
Right.
I think Cody Duffy for 199 says a good friend is there, and he says it's deafening. So that's why another reason why I love these European shows, because they're all just so happy to have it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. My only gripe with the European shows is that it gives me less of a chance to take Max to a pay-per-view in the States. It's my only gripe, because when they used to do it, when they used to have Missouri was bound to get, between Kansas City and St. Louis, we were bound to get one a year. And now we're never getting a pay-per-view again at this rate.
Time to get in the Uber, buddy. Time to get in the old tractor and take the trip.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. And pay ungodly amounts of money to see one of the big four.
No, you know what? Their prices, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if that was another Thurston trap or whatever, but he was showing the prices between AEW tickets and WWE tickets, and AEW tickets are profoundly a lot more.
Well, they have to be, right? Because they don't sell the parts that would be cheap.
Well, fair enough, yes.
I think I might have missed this one earlier. I don't know if I read this one out. What will the album cover look like from Mercedes Monet's angle? From Mercedes album from Ruben Hart for $2. I mean, it's going to be a big picture of a face.
Oh yeah, it's just going to be face upon
All
face
about-
upon
Yeah.
face. Yeah. Or it might be something spiritual, like her sitting on top of a mountain, like a far shot of just her on a mountain thinking, doing like the Michelangelo thing, where the
faith plus one.
yeah, like oh man, never mind. I like.
There might be crystals in the background though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With her, manifest destiny, guys.
Mish, did you see the announcement that she's doing a musical album, and you had the same reaction as me, where I was like, "Thank God."
You said it during her article. We were reading her article on Thursday that she wrote for the Independent. She talked about it in there that she was going to do music. So, yeah.
Oh, we might have to read that. I didn't know there was an article. I might have to read.
Oh yeah, the total article. It was everything you would expect it to be. Total article.
How many? We should do it. We should go through and count how many times the words "I" and "me" are used throughout the article.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's this was smart to start with this match, because if this match came after like the CM Punk strap match, this crowd would not be reacting like this to it.
By the way, one of my favorite parody songs of all time. So we just quoted it. Annoying to just quote it. Where Cody starts, racism ends. Wakanda's leader.
Oh,
the best song ever. The Cody Rhodes Black Icon song parody is amazing. John JD 999 for 199. I need to pre-save her new album on Spotify. Yeah, me too. Ace of Games UK for £199 sterling, which I just like to say that. Maybe WWE should do college stadiums in Mizzou, etc. Yeah. College stadiums, those are good crowds. Here we go. And away we go. Front face lock applied. Tell I always wanted to be a commentator.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, I always did.
Well, you're a
That'd be
hockey
fun.
commentator, right? Isn't that what you do?
Right? Something like that. Look, I like hockey and all, but I don't know enough about it to actually call a game. Be like, oh, they're hitting the thing with the stick, and they're going on the ice and the skating. Oh, they just hit it at the net, and the guy caught it with the catcher's mitt. All right, we're starting out slow here. Kevin Owens' beard game is strong.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to do that whole "I respect you too much to be aggressive."
Yeah,
Well,
I know, but
Kev's
that's gonna break down quickly.
Owens is going for the knee already too. You saw him when Cody had him in the headlock. He kept kicking the knee out from under Cody. So that's going to be.
Look. I've said it on the show. I don't like the duck season, rabbit season way that they tricked him into taking the match.
Yeah,
right.
They're like, we'll just give it to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, duck season, fire.
Yeah.
it'll be a good match though. These two, I think it'd be impossible for these two to have a bad match.
Ryan Damon for $2. Odds that Alex Wright shows up. I would
Yes.
say 0.0, but I
They
would
mentioned
love it if
him.
he did.
No, they mentioned him last night.
They mentioned Das Wunderkid,
Yeah,
Alex
they
Wright.
he even called him Berlin.
That's
said-
what I'm
he-
hoping for. I don't
said
want
Alex Wright,
Disco
otherwise
Kid
known
back.
as-
I
yeah, he
want
said-
Berlin.
You don't want
said
Das
Alex Wright.
Wunderkid?
No, I want Berlin. I want an
Ah,
angrier.
nobody
2024
liked
Grizzled
Berlin.
Berlin.
I liked
Berlin
I
was
mean, it's
awesome.
literally called Bash in Berlin. Why can we not have Berlin there?
I like Berlin. Yeah, because Kaiser.
Yeah. I thought it was an invitation.
But I was hoping Alex White was going to come out before Kaiser came. I'm like, how awesome would this be?
They
I
mentioned him.
think
Well, that's
he's
when they
still
mentioned him.
active, isn't he?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Berlin, Alex Wright? I don't know. I haven't heard of him on the Indies, but then again, he's probably in the. Does he live in
Well,
the
I
States?
mean, over there, not here.
Does he live back over there now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been back over there for ages. He turned them down when they offered him a contract.
He turned
Oh,
WWE
wow.
down. Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, when Kaiser came out last night, Wade Barrett made a point to say that his favorite wrestler growing up was Alex Wright, and he said otherwise known as Berlin. So
Yeah.
Super face Ludwig Kaiser is weird.
Because he's not a face.
Man, did
It's
you
just-
see all that crap they're trying to do
I
with the
thought you said
picture?
Ludwig Borga for a second there. My brain just snapped. I'm like, wait, what?
They
When
got,
did
they got a
Ludwig
picture.
Borga come back? Well, how does
They got a
that pop?
picture of an. They got a picture of an odd moment when Kaiser was waving to the crowd, and it looks like a Nazi salute, and they're trying to say that he was giving
no.
Nazi salutes in Germany.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's doing that? The AEW fans, I
Of course,
assume.
of course,
Of
of course. Yes.
Speaking of people who did Nazi salutes in Germany, JBL showed up at TNA last night.
To be fair, it wasn't a Nazi salute. It was a goose step that got him in trouble.
Yeah, it was a goose
Oh,
step.
okay.
Yes.
But I
There
heard
they
the
go.
goose steps.
They're getting some fire
goose
going.
step. By the way, guys, we need to not say that the end well I can't obviously
The other N word, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
YouTube does not like that word. They
Oh,
also
okay.
don't.
Like-
They also don't like the name of the guy who was in charge of that. So let's not be saying that. It just dawned on me that we were saying that word.
So we can't bring up
Well, I'll
Adolf
say
Hitler.
Nazi.
Not when it's an automated system that's checking for it. No.
Yeah, no, I got you. Teasing.
9. We can make vague allusions to it. Be creative.
It's so weird the YouTube
Oh.
system just doesn't allow people to.
Talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yes. The speech platform, but you know,
I know.
that's what happens when you get taken over by Google.
We got popped the other day. Got a notice on profanity on a video that Joey put up by himself 5 years ago. Left it on private. Only 3 people saw it. I completely forgot it was in our YouTube studio, and it literally got popped the other day for profanity. I'm like, really?
Did you get a strike for it?
No, just got a warning for it, but still, yeah, I don't see a strike. thank God.
Well, look, guys, and I don't think it is that YouTube won't let you say it because they don't want you talking about history. YouTube won't let you say it because everyone has decided that everyone they slightly disagree with in life needs to be called those words. needs to be compared to the National Socialist movement of Germany from the 1930s and 40s.
To stop you from saying it, we use their policies.
It also depends on context too. Like if we were talking about World War II and we brought it up in that scenario, YouTube would probably review and go, no, they're actually talking about the legitimate, party. So,
yeah, but they strike first and ask questions later.
Absolutely.
The automated system flags you, and then you have to appeal it.
Right.
And then you have to wait for somebody to actually review it. It's dumb.
This is a good match, by the way.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
I'm
enjoying it.
Talking over it. It's like I love Kevin Owens. I want to see this happen. I'd love.
Max brought up a good point. He asked me, why is it that when Kevin Owens fights somebody weaker than him, he can barely win, but then when he fights someone stronger than him, he barely loses? Like, what is Kevin Owens' sweet spot?
That is a good point from an 11-year-old. That is true. Like, he rocked Roman Reigns, but Cody is feeding him his lunch today.
I always kind of play into the storyline of it. Really, it's mind. It's like where he's at mentally too.
Yeah.
Like technically, the way that they've presented us this story is that Kevin Owens, right off the bat, didn't even think he was worthy of this match. So he's already going into this with lower expectations for himself as a character.
Right. And he also, Marv, you'll kind of dig this too. One of the reasons he gave for not winning the title match last night was that last time he won the title, all he heard the entire time he was champion was that he wasn't a real champion and Triple H handed him the belt. And he feels like if he's just handed another title shot and wins the title, he's going to have to deal with all that crap again, where everyone's just saying he was handed it and didn't earn it and that kind of stuff. So,
okay.
I think they course corrected. They obviously saw that they messed up that first week, and they're at least trying to course correct it a little bit.
I would also say it's patience and storytelling too. Everybody kind of loses their minds. And it's like, guys, it's weekly episodic television. They don't take breaks. Well, except for Christmas.
That's a fairly new occurrence.
Remember when they fired Mick Foley from his GM spot on Christmas Day?
Oh,
yes. What? Because he wanted to go be Santa Claus somewhere?
No, we're on TV. They fired Mick from his GM spot. And the episode ends with a frothing Vince screaming, "You're fired!" And it zooms out on a destroyed Mick Foley. I'm like, wow, Merry Christmas, Raw.
It's kind of like how they like to Vince like to embarrass guys in their hometown. Mick Foley's hometown is Christmas, I think.
Christmas.
Yeah. What we say, Mish?
No, I was gonna say like this was even bringing up. Like, do you guys feel that looking back at the WWF, WWE days versus today, that the continuity has gotten much better underneath this new ownership?
It exists.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't exist before.
That's it. You had to suffer Vince's whims. It's not
right, because I mean, this was talking about course correction and stuff like that, and I've noticed a lot of that happening for a lot of storylines, where even if it's just the announcers filling in point A to point B, they're at least recognizing the holes and trying to fix them as they go along.
Owens just went to choke him. I like that. Owens went to choke him on the ropes and then thought better of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like when people start complaining about the Chad Gable Otis stuff, where they're like, why does Chad Gable why did he go off with the Wyatt Six and completely forget about Otis? And it's like, no, Otis has been there the whole time, and he'll be there when the Wyatt Six stuff is over. You just gotta be patient and let it play out. Because
have you guys ever noticed though that Kevin Owens is always the only one that ever remembers continuity in storylines?
Yes, it's like he exists outside of whatever Vince does to warp reality.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens is very smart. Like, as far as the storylines go, he's very plugged in. Like, he plays with people online on Twitter and stuff. It's amazing how in tune this guy is.
He's one of the only people, if you watch, when he's like standing there and Cody and Randy are looking at the ring entrance because music plays for a run-in, Kevin's looking behind them to make sure they don't come in from the back. He's the only guy that does that. So
Sammy's good at it too. I think there's something about those boys together, especially. But like you even just pointed out with Kevin Owens almost choking Cody on the ropes and stopping, that's because Kevin Owens is a natural heel. Like, his character he's always kind of a heel, even when he's a good guy.
He's always one bad day away from a heel turn.
Yes.
Yes, he's falling
All you
down.
need
He's the
is
movie falling
one
down, and he's
bad
sitting in his car
day.
right now.
I love that joke they kept doing where they showed the video of all of Kevin Owens' heel turns on his friends.
Yeah.
And he said, all those guys deserved it, except Kofi. I'm really sorry, Kofi.
But no, he always like whenever like he works with somebody again, he always will bring up like a storyline from like 5 years ago, and I'm like, Kevin Owens is the only guy with a memory that extends beyond 6 months.
Oh, right.
He's also the only guy that we've seen, well, other than Ziggler, who actually watches the show on the monitor.
He also doesn't he also doesn't like the Universal Wrestling trope of when a guy turns babyface, you suddenly forgive him for everything he did as a heel.
Right.
Not Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens forgives, but he doesn't forget.
Actually, you know what's kind of funny too, and I know we were doing the pre-show, or you guys were doing the pre-show, but Big E is fantastic at filling in a lot of the gaps of the storylines and what people have done before. That if you go back to before Big E being a panelist, they didn't talk about it all. They wouldn't even touch some of the stuff that Big E talks about. Big E will talk about other companies and where these guys have been, and it's just amazing. It's refreshing to hear a panelist that comes off as a lot more educated than most. You know.
Mm-hmm. That even that being said, I still really want him to come back.
Oh, we all do, man. We all do. But it's just one of those things that I think I really do think that he's kind of wrapped it up. You know.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that hurt him again?
Ridge Holland.
Yeah. When I love when like he doesn't blame him. Draws never blamed D'Lo. Meanwhile, you got Bret Hart like that. Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, Brett's whiny at times. Come on, man.
Austin too. Austin with Owen for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Owen didn't apologize. Goldberg has repeatedly apologized.
Right.
Like profusely.
To the point. Well, now he does it. Now Goldberg is like,
anymore.
look, I'm done apologizing for this. I've apologized many times.
Right.
How many documentaries has Bill Goldberg been raked through the coals for this thing that happened almost 30 years ago?
Just imagine all the great matches that I would have had if it wasn't for that Goldberg.
Yes, I will say the world was deprived Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart.
Yes. No, but that never would have happened anyway, unless Bret went to TNA, which, let's face it, Bret would have gone to TNA.
Oh, yeah. A heartbeat.
If
Max
Bret
was beating up.
Oh, wow. Jeez. That looked rough.
Oof.
I don't know if you guys are
I think
before me, but
I just got Cody kicking out.
yeah. Cody dropping the back of the neck right on his knee like that.
Yeah, that was gross.
Oh, I'm way behind, I think. They're in a
Me too,
fist
yeah.
fight.
Sorry, guys.
You
No,
guys
you're
are
fine.
way behind. That's all right. We'll get there eventually.
Okay, so we need to find out who is the furthest behind. I think me and Kev are the furthest behind, so maybe we'll announce match results.
All right, fair enough.
That way we're not spoiling the audience, you know.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was gross. I just got
Somehow the German fans sound great. Then they were doing the singing stuff that the UK crowd was doing, or was it France that was the French crowd was doing? But now they're not doing that. I don't think they're doing it during the actual match. We'll see when Drew McIntyre comes out.
They're doing chants, which is fine. Like, I don't mind chants, and I don't mind, like, the AJ Phenomenal song, I was fine because it at least had something to do with what was going on in the ring. It's when they started doing, like, cheering for France during matches that really bothered me, you know, where it had nothing to do with the match.
For France, of all places.
But they don't have any. See, you have to understand there's going to be a lot of audiences out there that will not attune to the way that American audiences react to wrestling. Sure. So France was reacting to wrestling the way that they would react to a soccer match, you know?
Yeah, I think so. Kevin Haggerty asking for $2. Is the Saudi Prince making a comeback for Crown Jewel? He definitely is. No, I saved the character of the Saudi Prince for Crown Jewel time.
I prefer the singing over how in the US they used to do "This is boring." Those chants always really made me angry.
Oh, I hate that. When they were chanting at Lance Storm.
Yeah. Although that was kind of his gimmick. There was a time where they were trying to get people to cheer to do it for Lance Storm because it was his gimmick. So that's a little different, but you know.
Ryan Damon for $2 asks, "What devices do you watch on to be ahead/behind?" I'm watching on an iPad.
I'm
So-
watching on a good old PC.
I'm
And
on
you
a-
guys are watching on TV, right?
I'm on
Yeah,
a Roku.
I'm watching on an LG.
Okay.
Interesting.
A Roku
Maybe
box
something-
on an LG TV. That's what I got.
Yeah, I think Roku's always going to be a little further behind. Even when I was having it like multi-streaming in the same
never
house,
liked-
where I have it on the front room TV and the computer was always way ahead.
I never liked Roku. I have the PlayStation 5, and then I've got a Google Chromecast on all the other rooms.
Chromecast is good, especially if you find the the broken ones. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Those exist. Yeah.
I like the Roku streaming box. I have an Amazon Fire Stick, and I use that for yo ho ho reasons because
Yeah.
you can't do that with Roku very much. But
Yo ho, brother.
yeah.
Yo, brother.
You use it for finding those auto clickers?
No, yeah. When go ahead.
No, Ryan plays for $5 Canadian. I appreciate the slightly late match results announcement, but Mom shouting "Dobby is free" as Pac grabbed the trios belt last week was amazing. Yeah, because I can't take credit for the Dobby thing. That was all Kevin Apollo years ago. when he was in WWE, he was the one that said he was Dobby the house elf. Yeah.
Neville is free.
No, you're not. Master has given Neville a cape.
Max is beating the crap out of a wrestling buddy as I do this.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, Kevin Owens has got his mean face on now. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a stiff shot.
You getting angry.
Cody's giving it back to him too. You can tell when they're really like laying it into each other.
Yeah,
And typically that happens with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but some
think the
wrestlers
other thing-
play it off well. Like some wrestlers do a real good job of matching Kevin Owens' energy. Some people don't, but Cody can do it.
Yeah.
Duke's like, this cat ruins streams. I have to get rid of it.
Oh,
Duke is doing the Lord's work. He's like, don't worry, guys. I'll get rid of it.
Did we see KO's CM Punk comments?
I did see that where he was like, I don't talk to him. We're not friends.
He said, if we work together, we'll talk. But otherwise, I see the thing with KO though is that he's so good. You never know when you have to.
You don't know if he's working or not.
You have to read everything through a veil of work. You know, he's very Jerry Lawler like that.
My thing about the AEW not matching the WWE offer for Kevin Owens, I'm like, you just paid how much money for Swerve?
Oh, that was a good sell by Cody. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that was a good sell by Cody. Yeah, so no, I really want to get into the Swerve thing on Tuesday because we'll talk about it on Tuesday. I'm not going to get too much into it here. I don't like extraordinary payments for undeserved talent. So
You mean like half the AEW roster? MJF, Swerve, Mercedes Moné.
yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll talk about it. It's just it's
That
bad for
also
wrestling.
includes the guys who aren't on TV.
Yeah,
You've got someone who's never done anything with a six-figure pay per appearance contract. I was like, well, why does this person have six figures? They've literally never done anything. They've barely even had 100 matches. But I digress.
but Kevin Owens is making a good $3 million a year right now, so good for him. He deserves it, man. This guy, Kevin Owens is low key a workhorse for that company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now-
he's putting out. Oh yeah, because I forgot
Oh.
Gen Z. He's putting out constant bangers, banger after banger every week.
Oh wow, Cody kicking the stunner. You know what? When Kevin hit the stunner there, I was not even like, there was no part of me that was like, oh no, he might win here.
Well, they've been downplaying the stunner too. He's back to the power bomb as his finisher, the pop up power bomb. At least he has been the past month or so.
well, he effectively won that from Stone Cold anyways. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you hear Austin said he might want to show up at WrestleMania 41?
Mhm.
In an interview the other day.
He said if it
Austin
comes
looks
together.
Austin looks pretty good. And, his rival got last year, so he's going to want this year.
Well,
He
his
also-
rival will be there again.
He also kind of revealed that he didn't know he didn't train very much at all when he came back to fight KO. So
We need,
Well, they only gave him like
honestly,
3 months. Not even.
yeah,
there's one match that I've always needed from Steve Austin, one feud that I've needed. Oh, here we go. Another stun. Oh, Cody takes a stunner like Scott Hall, and I'm here for it.
Mhm.
Okay, that one got me. That one actually got me.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to react, and I'm watching this. I'm like, kill him.
no,
Just
react.
kill him.
Feel free to react. Absolutely.
XYCL says Kevin Owens literally the Vegeta of WWE. Cody
The crowd
Ross.
is too. Listen to that. The crowd is getting behind Kevin, man. It's like that's the thing about Kevin Owens. He never gets the biggest pops coming out, but throughout the match, his support always builds till by the end, people are just going nuts for him. There's not a lot of
Well,
guys.
he's
who can
become
say
an
that.
awesome storyteller, man.
Yeah.
His matches. He has a tremendous build to whatever he's doing. Where are we going, bud?
The one thing that he does in matches that a lot of guys don't do, which I think is kind of disappointing, Kevin Owens likes to openly trash talk, like openly trash talk his opponents in the ring, and it's like you don't see enough of that. Like that was common in the '80s, but ever since it's kind of like just disappeared because I know that everybody's trying to send signals back and forth, but still, it's like
Trying to remember their spots.
right. Like their big moment of talking trash is standing in front of the audience and stretching their arms out, and it's like, yeah, that's fine every once in a while, but maybe just talking trash while you're kicking the stuffing out of someone is just as, if not more so, effective.
Match is over.
Yep.
Oh boy.
There
Well-
it is, folks. Cody Rhodes retains. Good
To
match.
the surprise
though,
of
man.
to the surprise of nobody. I agree with I agree with what the chat is saying. I liked the match. I don't like that he kicked the stunner twice.
Yeah, but I think they're killing the stunner. Like I said, Kevin Owens been using the pop-up powerbomb a lot more, so I think that's going to be his finisher.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
pretty much ever
because
since-
if Stone Cold is coming back, it's like you tell that fat bastard to stop using my move.
I also think it's a sign that KO's turning heel soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going heel, so he's going to go back to his heel move. The stunner is a baby face move. We'll always give a baby face pop.
God, that was a nice spot. That kicking of the knee and just watching him drop. Just such a simple thing.
You know, I wouldn't put it past them to have something screwy goes on in the Randy Gunther match, and like Cody makes a save for Randy, but then Randy still loses, and then Randy turns on Cody afterward.
Yeah.
You don't think MGK is going to run down to the ring and confront
gosh.
Randy Orton?
Man, if they put off the Randy Orton heel turn and that whole thing, so they could do KO and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and MGK, I'm not going to be a very happy diss. I'll say that.
I'm still hoping Eminem comes in for Randy Orton. That'd be great.
Oh, he's not going to shake his hand.
He's got pride. Leave him alone. Stop badgering him. Silly American.
All I'm thinking about is getting to the back and getting my poutine.
Yeah.
And a nice fresh batch waiting for me over there in
You're a good
catering.
guy. Thanks for the
My
match.
wife always says that Owens looks like a guinea pig.
Oh my god, I can't unsee it now. Did he just slap the camera?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
No, out of here. This is a private moment, man. What are you doing there, bud?
I love that they just went to the wide shot and you can see the camera guy fixing his lens. That's great.
Yeah, please don't raise my my arm there, bud.
You guys are like a full 32 seconds ahead of me.
Oh wow, really? Jeez, God.
That sucks. Would it help if we paused for like 30 seconds?
It would actually, to be fair. Although the listeners would be ahead of us. Just let it go. You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine. We'll adapt.
And we got about 20 minutes till the next match. So
Yeah. Well, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna go grab some drinks.
What do you guys think about the added commercials? Now I've been seeing a lot more people complaining
Nah,
about
dude,
the new ads and stuff.
you can get these pay-per-views as low as $5.99 a month. Are you really going to complain that you have to watch commercials in the middle of it?
If we were still paying $50 a month for for lame pay-per-views, fine. But I'm also like, we're seeing what you would see if you're at the show anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Pops up Tron while you waiting for them to figure what they're going to do next. So I'm kind of into it. It kind of, I don't know. To me, it makes me feel like I'm actually kind of a part of the live experience.
And it makes it so the crowd does like. The crowd has enough time to wind down so that they're actually reacting to the match in the ring as opposed to still reacting to the thing they just saw.
Right.
It also gives us a second to get up and get a soda or go to the bathroom or something. Feel like you're not missing anything.
You know what? And I agree with you there. I think that with the pacing of the ads, there's less and less talk of piss break matches because that used to be a real thing. And it wasn't just like, haha, we're making fun of this match. It was, no, one of the matches has to get sacrificed so somebody can go to the store, grab drinks or whatever the hell it was, and then get back before the next match. And it's like, yeah, you don't need that anymore if you have genuine ad breaks in between matches,
And thankfully, it's mostly their content. So it's not like you're getting killed with, like, if you're watching Hulu and you watch the same ad for a Lincoln you can't afford 400 times in a row.
I think it depends on which package you have because you can get the higher end Peacock package that WWE just kind of streams their own like little commercials and 24 and everything else like that. But if you have the low end package, you do get those Lincoln commercials.
Well, the low end package. Okay, so I've dealt with both, and on the low end package, what happens is right when they say, let's go to the video package here for premium plus subscribers, subscribers.
Right.
That during that time, that's when you get the random ads. But all the other ads are the same. So.
I got you.
All right, I'm back. I got a Pepsi, a C4 energy drink, and a beer, and I don't know which one to start with.
A beer, not a mead. You didn't get mead.
No, I got beer today.
Awesome.
What do you drink? What's your DOC?
My what do you mean for beer?
Yeah.
I just went with Bush beer this time around, Bush Light, because I like it. It brings back memories. There was a beer at my grandma's house. I'm not like a big beer guy, so.
Okay, Dad, drinking Bush. When you drink Bush, you're supposed to put salt in it. I learned that at an indie show when I was 19 years old.
Salt. I've never.
I was sitting at an indie show, and one of the wrestlers was out drinking a beer, and he goes, "Oh, you want one?" And I said, okay. So he took the can and he poured half of the can into a cup and handed it to me. And I started drinking it. He goes, no, that's Bush. You got to put salt in it.
I think Duke just laid a Duke.
He gave me a packet of salt. And he said, you just got to put about half that in there. It'll be fine. Really? It was okay.
I like. It was always the beer at my grandma's house. So I don't know. It brings back memories.
Yeah, Neckbeard's Breakfast of Champions right there. Coffee and cigarettes, sir. Absolutely. Was it black coffee? If it's black coffee, that really is the champion secret.
I still can't do black coffee. I try.
What
I
about
can do it if it's really good coffee. I can. If it's really good coffee, I can do it. But just like Folgers, I got to put something in there. You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, Folgers. Jesus. No, real coffee, dude, like a Death Wish or something.
Yeah. If you're doing something like that, that's black. Yeah, but if you're,
I am
freeze-dried crystals. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marv.
No, I do like Coffee Mate, like sugar-free Coffee Mate.
Okay.
Because I don't have to put sugar in.
Yeah, for the creamer.
Yeah.
You know what my wife does? She gets these I guess they're like flavor shots for coffee. They're like clear like fluids, and she just shoots those in there instead of cream.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like it's a flavoring for coffee, and I've never used it before her. So, but yeah, usually we just get pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin spice season, so there's pumpkin spice.
Has that started already? I guess I should have gathered that since I went to Halloween Horror Nights last night. It was so packed, dude. But so I paid all the money for the free refills on the soda all night. Like you get the cup that you can refill all night at the soda machines. By the end of the night, I'm like, okay, I'm like dying of thirst. I need something. no ice in any of these machines.
Ugh.
So then I went to like one of the snack kiosks and I'm like, hey, do you guys have ice? And they're like, no. And I'm like,
Where were
how do
you,
you
in
not have
France?
ice?
Jesus.
So then I pour out the drink that I had poured in the cup because it came out of the machine like warm.
Right.
And so finally I find one that has ice in it. And I go to refill and it's like, you can't refill yet. You have to wait another 10 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
I was
Oh,
so
wow.
frustrated.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It was just too. It was just way
unacceptable.
opening. Yeah, opening night was just way too many people. Oh, it's time for this.
That was the
match.
thing I found out though. Overseas, they're easy ice on everything. That's one thing that as Americans,
really?
we use a lot of ice in our soft drinks and stuff, whereas overseas they do not. They still have ice. They just use like 1 or 2 cubes versus us using like 30. So. Oh man.
Oh, this is so. My friend who I was at the my friend that I was there with at Halloween Horror Nights just said to me, we did the Quiet Place, and she said that apparently there are functions in the house that only go off if you're too loud.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's really high tech for a haunted house, man.
The chat accused Duke of going into business for himself right there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was something. It looked like the Toxic Avengers back.
Oh, there you go. A little Lloyd Kaufman reference in 2024. Thank you. Isn't there a new movie coming out too? There is.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a new Toxic movie coming out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen a Toxic movie in a long ass time.
Yeah, are they going to make it about a it's rainbow female of color?
Oh,
Oh Lord.
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't seen a trailer or anything. There
Put a
might be
chick in it, make her lame and gay.
The toxicity crusader.
Putting the toxic in Toxic Avenger.
Man, Jade looks delicious. Dear Lord, that woman.
Is he barking?
He is, yes.
He's barking like Rick Steiner.
There you go.
Be careful, Duke. Don't bark in front of Hulk Hogan.
We'll beat you down, beat you with a stick.
I had to one more time. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. It's a compulsion at this point.
He is not putting that over at all.
So we were talking about this in Discord actually.
Okay.
It seems like this whole Jade Bianca has come to its natural conclusion, right? Like it feels like we should be getting to the point where they're not a team anymore, but I don't think Jade's ready to go solo. So I think
Jade is not ready to be solo.
Because right now seems like the point where Jade should be turning heel and going on her solo run. But
Well, you say that, but look what they did with Roman after the Shield. Roman was definitely not ready to run by himself for a very long time.
A whole different team, though. A whole different.
Yeah, he's ready because I say he's ready.
Yeah. Put these
Go out there and
drop Looney Tunes catchphrases.
Yeah, Looney Tunes references. Yeah, that'll get him over.
Say it.
I know how to appeal to the youth. You just gotta reference those Looney Tunes they all love.
Speaking of,
I did saw a putty tat.
Be very, very quiet.
I'm
hunting.
why are they acting like Valley Girls all of a sudden? Stop that.
Are they supposed to be witches?
Right. And she's like, ew, don't touch me. And I'm like, no.
Because they can't be witches anymore because they can only have one spooky gimmick at a time.
Germans love witches. What do you think Broomhilda was? Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I threw in when she had the Captain Scroll outfit on last week. Like, all right, they're not witches anymore.
They're a good tag team, though. I like them as a tag team.
No, they're great. It just go back to the original gimmick. That's where the bread and butter was, or at least the butter.
And by the way, Roman never would have said Rassafrackin' Rabbit. It would have, because we all know that the wrestling version of Yosemite Sam was JBL. Kablam! Pow!
JBL and Taz's body. Yeah, that's about right.
I hate that rabbit.
Ryan.
Does he actually like watch the wrestling when it's on, Kev?
Yeah, he watches it. If he watched all of Cody and Owens and was perfectly content.
Wow, but now that the women are on, he's just looking at TV remote controller. He's trying to change the channel.
Max is playing Geometry Dash, so it's not it's not just Duke.
Is Monday Night Raw still taking place around Berlin or no?
No.
Okay.
It's
They're
not
not
that easy being green.
Yeah, they're not gonna have two taped TV
I
shows.
always wondered why they just don't stay there for that extra day. I mean, wouldn't it be easier on the wrestlers to not fly back and then be on TV in another country, literally the next day?
Well, I think that's why they started doing Saturday, right?
I think it depends on when they broke down the schedules.
Right. But I mean, just that time frame. I mean, because that flight's got to be what, 12 hours?
I wonder if it's something to do with USA, because they do the tape shows for SmackDown, but you never see a taped Raw, ever.
Right.
So it might be part of the deal.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if they did just do Raw from Berlin per se, and then just by the time they get to Friday, they're already back in the States and had time to relax.
Right.
Oh
I
boy.
guess the problem of Raw's on at 1:00 in the afternoon on the Monday.
Yeah. And I think they did announce that they're doing that for an upcoming. Is it Saudi Arabia that they're doing that? They're doing that somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's neat. I like that idea. Because, the interesting thing about the Raws after whatever PLE you put in front is it's usually a lot of the same audience that was there last night. So depending on how the show went is really going to dictate how they respond on Raw. That's like the fun part of it when they do like a 2-day, 3-day stint out there. But yeah. I don't know. It's just a nitpick.
The only thing I don't like about tape shows is that nothing ever happens on tape shows.
Bianca working her ass off out there.
You know what? It could happen a lot more during Netflix, though, because Netflix can show the show at 1:00 in the afternoon. Right? It's not a big deal for them to do it. So, Max,
good Lord.
Max loves when they pull Bianca's hair. He hates her hair.
You guys, there was just a suicide dive. Like, she just got suicide dived in the neck.
I was waiting, like when she was when they had Bianca on her little mini losing streak, but like fighting all of the heels on the women's roster while we were waiting for Becky to come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she still always is. She was essentially Super Cena. Yeah. I'm like, if they want to give her some heat, why hasn't Bayley just chopped off her ponytail yet?
Nobody has, and I don't know.
I like the time that Asuka tied her ponytail to the turnbuckle.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, Asuka's the only person who's realized that Bianca's weakness is her greatest weapon.
She's like a Saiyan. If you grab the tail, they're powerless.
That's probably why she knew what to do.
That suicide dive was nasty. And did
You
you
don't
see
see as much.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, you don't see as much innovation in women's matches that you do in men's matches. And I like you pointed out, Asuka tying Bianca's ponytail to the rope and stuff like that. That's like just flair. You would think that more people would do little things like that. Like, that's what impresses me about guys like, we were talking about Kevin Owens earlier, Damian Priest. Like, there's these little nuances that these wrestlers do in the ring that separate their personalities from the actual in-ring action. And I'm surprised when it comes to women's matches, that is just so difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare.
I would give Charlotte credit, because Charlotte does come up with innovative ways to make this match happen.
Yeah.
Even Ronda. Ronda gets crapped on a lot, but Ronda did a lot of really cool stuff in her matches that you don't see in other matches.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the suicide dive. Looked nasty. Did you see the injury from the suicide dive at TNA last night?
No, what happened?
I don't remember her name, but there was a suicide dive during the women's match, and she just got knocked out, and it looked bad. Like it looked like she had rigor mortis on the outside of the ring. She was just like stuck in a weird position.
Ugh.
That is a legit knockout.
Again, it looked bad, but apparently she's
KO.
that's who it was. So.
Yeah. Everybody thinks you go limp. You usually seize and then go limp.
Mm-hmm.
Boba! Jesus H!
What happened?
He just trampled Duke. Dookie.
Should be yelling at Duke for that.
No, he didn't see it coming. He was just like,
That's his fault. He should always be aware of his surroundings. Has your father not been teaching him?
oh, he had words for you.
Well, that's
Oh,
all right.
yeah. He's firing you up right now.
Oh, well, it's okay. He's going to learn when I have to train him in the woods while we wait for you to come back off Snake Way.
Hey Kev, that video that you had that I said was Matt Hardy. Did you see that? I posted that out, and I said Matt Hardy is really weird. That's all I put. I got at least half the comments believing that that's Matt Hardy.
Oh, there you go. Tying up the hair. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, they are doing it.
I'll be damned.
They heard.
It's like they heard you.
You manifested destiny, sir.
Were you speaking into the crystals?
Yes.
You see the earpiece in the ref's ear? That's actually us. They're listening to this podcast.
He's just listening to live casts. Hey, girls, tie up her hair.
Putting in the Jobber Monster's feed now.
Oh, very nice. Wow, that was smooth.
That was. Oh, wow. You talking about the tornado DDT?
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice. You guys will get there in a second.
Spoilers.
Kevin will see it in a minute or two.
You can spoil a tornado DDT. That's fine. I can deal with that.
Yeah, but running off of her face was just great.
Well, yeah. I'm just glad that Bianca's gear matches her experience level tonight.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Of course they did a retweet of that. That was a great spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice.
Yeah, these Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, man, they're no joke.
No.
They're really good.
Yeah, I like that they got those belts. I don't like those belts to begin with, though, because,
Right.
Yeah, they are.
they're boring. Like,
Of
I
the
think
two-
the men's tag belts are boring, too. It's just they don't put
Yeah.
enough effort into tag wrestling anymore.
Of the two,
Am I
of-
wrong for saying that I missed the Spartan titles, the Trojan belts?
The pennies.
Yeah. I mean, because even though they were bad looking, you always knew what they were. They stood out. You know what I mean?
of the two women's tag teams that you could have put the titles on, which are like the only real women's tag teams, these two, and at the time it was Caden Carter and
Yes.
Chance. These two were far superior, the best choice to do it, man.
Right.
Carter and Chance, I can't do them anymore, man.
The only thing these girls are missing is Taylor Wilde to complete the set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Wilde and Misha. If Misha ever shows up in WWE, that'd be amazing. Yes.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, honestly.
Are you excited that Julia is going to show up now?
That's cool. That's
her
cool.
her commitments are finally over. So yeah.
I like that they're starting to use TNA girls in NXT
Wait.
too.
Yeah.
Her
Rose
commitments.
Marie.
Her commitments. I thought she wasn't. Oh wait, no, that was the other girl that Meltzer
That
was
was
saying
Stephanie.
wasn't doing her
Yeah.
commitments. Yeah.
Stephanie had another thing going. Stephanie's got some real world issues that has to be sorted out first, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Poor thing. Yeah.
Oh, here's one.
Get away from that.
Josh Carlos 98 for $4.99. What match made Orton a star? Backlash 2004 versus Foley, Survivor Series 2003 performance, or winning his first title at SummerSlam 04 against unnamed opponent?
Yeah.
He's unrenamed.
No, I think it was Backlash with Foley.
Really?
I mean,
Honestly,
look, he was clearly the next guy before them, but I don't know. That match did something. That match should have been at WrestleMania, but we had to get The Rock in there.
I don't know. I don't think
That was the
made-
weirdest super kick. We just got the weirdest super kick sell I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get it in a few seconds.
That was odd.
Oh, and a botch.
Yeah. That's why it was a weird super kick.
What were you saying, Kev?
Jade bot activated.
Yeah.
What were you saying about Randy, Kev?
I said I don't think he was made until Taker got to him. Yes, we all knew Randy was the guy before that, but I don't think it was until that SmackDown Taker feud where he officially became like Randy Orton.
The legend
Yeah,
killer,
before that, he was just a guy in a cast, you know? Just...
You know what? I'll tell you what made him for me, because I did not like Randy Orton when he first came in. But there's some baggage there. So, but I didn't like when he first came in. When he started,
Yeah,
doing
you thought that he sucked, right?
yeah. Well, okay.
So to
For that awful haircut.
We got a minute here. Randy Orton used to hang around the indie scene in St. Louis, and he big shot everybody because he didn't have to go through it. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to do the indies, so he immediately thought he was above everyone there. And then to see him come in and perform at a worse level at first than these guys really made me angry. But he won me over with the shoulder stuff, when he kept doing the report on the
RNN News Network. Yeah,
that stuff won me over. That's also where the Randy Orton rest stop report came from.
Well, yeah, I believe he was the first person to ever be eliminated from the Army because they said he sucked.
Yeah. Oh, he had the pictures to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Miss, you know about that, right?
I'm sorry. I was talking with Joe. I'm sorry, man.
I can't. I'll tell you off the air.
All right.
The reason why Randy Orton got kicked out of the military.
The real reason.
Oh, geez, I can't even imagine, honestly.
But the way he managed to get out of the military by
Yes.
staging a certain something.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that full story.
All right, John JD 999 for 199 says, "I'm glad green shirt guy ain't there. Total eyesore."
He hates him. He hates him so much.
Oh, beautiful.
That was nice. Very
Wow,
nice.
very good. Holy,
Yeah, that was a good finish.
that was nice.
You guys will find out in a second.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's
You're
okay.
good.
We can react to it.
You're reacting when most of the audience is seeing it. So
Yeah, so apparently we're not going to have a post show today because Joey is stuck in an engagement. And so Joey will do a solo post show tomorrow at around 2 o'clock
Oh,
for anybody that's
there we
listening at Tooney Town that wants to check it out.
So what was the
Yeah.
point of taking the titles off of them, though? Okay, so Jade and Bianca won, by the way.
Yeah.
What's the point of taking the belts off of them?
They're not working, I guess. I don't know.
They're gonna do the instant replay of the finish here. This was good.
You know why? Because like you said earlier, Jade's not ready. Jade's
No,
not
I'm
ready to be a single star, so you got to give them the titles. To keep
Okay,
them
so you
together for a
think
while.
that they took the belts off of them initially because they were planning on breaking them up, and then because of what's happened since, they decided to go back to the title.
Yeah,
That would
cold
make sense.
feet, change of plans happens all the time.
I think they thought Bianca thought she was pregnant around that
Oh,
time.
that's right. I do remember that.
I totally forgot about that piece of news. Jesus, yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you know what? That match was way better than I thought it was going to be. I was very
Yeah.
entertained by it.
A little botch, but no big deal. You can deal with those.
Not even too many botches. I only saw like 2 or 3. Like for a women's tag match with three people that still need establishment. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic, actually.
And now we got like 20 minutes, so get your stopwatches out, folks.
Did you
Triple
guys
H-
even watch this speed stuff? I still have.
I still haven't.
I didn't even know they were still doing it.
Yeah, it's a big tournament right now. That's the big buzz, is this whole women's tournament on speed. And I should be watching all of it, but it's just weird to try and tune into my Twitter
Yeah,
know,
that's
like-
the problem. Is Twitter? It really isn't. Like I've watched a few of the matches, and it's an interesting concept because they do wrestle completely differently than they would in a regular match. It's a lot of quick falls. The psychology behind it is different. And it's not what you'd think it is, where it's just everyone thought it was just going to be like WWE's answer to AEW, but that's not it. There is psychology in these matches because it's a lot of roll-ups, it's a lot of one counts, it's a lot of that kind of stuff because everyone's trying to win after every move, you know.
It very much reminds me of the time limit matches that TNA used to have on Fox Sports Net.
Yes. Oh man, I miss those.
Yeah, those were amazing. And I get that. It's like I should totally be into this, watching every single one. But I don't get the Twitter notifications. I don't get the push notifications. And I guess unless I'm waiting by the computer to watch this, I'm gonna miss it. It's weird.
Like when Bronson was doing it, he had a really cool. His whole thing was like, instead of everyone else is trying to do moves as fast as possible, and Bronson was just like, I'm gonna do the biggest moves I possibly can as early as possible.
Yeah.
So he would just try to immediately go for the finish. It's a different thing. And to compare it to regular wrestling, you can't do it. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, Andrew talking about Twitter's banned in Brazil. Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah.
I kind of envy Brazil right now. I hate Twitter so much.
Yeah, it's a little cesspool-y. A little cesspool-y.
I wish I didn't need it.
Yeah. No, I feel you there. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at Twitter. I've been on it for years, and I just don't like tweeting. I don't like...
By the way, huge congratulations to our friend Awful Wrestling for passing 10,000 Twitter followers.
Oh.
He's good at it.
He's good at it. He's very good at it.
Very good.
Oh, we're getting the strap match next?
I guess so. I guess we're going now.
Oh, man. I should probably go to the bathroom now. I'll give me 1 second.
Yeah, phone commercials.
I'm getting the video package.
Are you? Yeah, I'm just watching buy this phone. It's probably a Cricket commercial.
Cricket Wireless for the drug dealer in your life.
Yeah. I used them for years, actually. It was funny, too, because I would go to places like Wisconsin Dells, and nobody would have any signal except for me. I was the only one that had signal. I'm like, dude, I have shitty Cricket Wireless. I don't even know how. Sorry, I let that ass one slip. Try to remember.
We're far enough into the stream now, Mish, where it shouldn't matter. But
also, we could just drop all the N-word. No, Jesus.
No, not that.
No words that start with N.
Yes.
Not even Nancy.
Not even. No Ronnie, no Nancy.
God, I really. So, do you guys think this is the blow off, or do you think these guys keep going?
Who's that? I'm watching the Olympics.
Drew and Punk.
Oh, it's got to keep going.
I think they keep going
randomly in Germany. No way. This has to go on for at least one more big pay-per-view.
When's the next big one? Survivor Series?
Survivor Series, yeah. I mean, it'd be weird for them to end with
the bracelet. The bracelet thing has to end.
It's so weird that people are confused by what the bracelet represents. That CM Punk had to actually talk about it on TV. It's really the most mind-boggling thing. That the biggest argument that people have about this whole feud is that, but the bracelet only costs 30 cents. And it's like,
I know it's not because it's a
right.
Yeah. It's not because of the financial investment that he made for the bracelet.
Right. It's like he could probably go on Temu and buy another one, guys. Come on, let's be honest.
At the a fan gave it to him.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's about an emotional investment.
Well, it's about what it represents. He's talking about going after his wife and his doggo. It's like, yeah, no, that's them's fighting words, More phone commercials. Oh, and dick pills.
Good job, bud.
Hey,
Good
dick
job.
pills.
Did you ever see like the CM Punk's like CM Punk wearing shorts?
Yeah.
It's weird because like from his knees like up, his legs are shaved, but like from the knees down, his legs are hairy because nobody ever sees his like shins.
I don't know if they're shaved. My legs are like that too, and I'm natural. That's just, yeah, I have no hair on my upper thighs at all, but my lower shins do. I don't know. It's weird. But
The only way this match, this stipulation will be good if they really hammer the strap. Like it's this
Yes.
they've got to really wear each other down with this.
well, my whole prediction on this was this CM Punk has been very odd as of late, and what I mean by that is he's not the CM Punk of old, which is what everybody wants to come out. Not necessarily a heel, but they want pipe bomb Punk back. And he's been very towing the line, very PG. He's almost been censoring himself in his interviews, not necessarily dumbing himself down, but clearly not laying it into a guy who's going after, his wife and his dog.
Right.
So I'm thinking a match like this, he has to lose. He has to snap in this match and almost beat Drew via disqualification in a non-disqualification match. And what I meant by that when I was talking about it on Thursday was like, if there's a situation where CM Punk is choking Drew out with the belt or with the strap to the point that the refs physically step in there and go, okay, this is too much. You're going way beyond the match point.
I could see that.
CM Punk has to emote. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Jackie Boy for 5 pounds. I'm calling it right now. Punk and Drew will end in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, and then they will move to Seth and Punk for WrestleMania. I can see that. I can see it. Though if Austin is coming back for WrestleMania, we're gonna need I need my Punk Austin feud.
Oh, maybe Austin will be like a special guest referee for that.
Can Seth just stay home or sign with AEW? That was the big rumor too.
I don't mind Seth.
Seth and Becky both.
Oh, see ya. See ya.
There's some guys that sign with AEW, and you're just kind of like, yeah, you deserve what's about to happen to you.
Yeah. I genuinely feel bad for Ricochet. Like, looking back on his silliness online after All In, I feel bad for him that he immediately went into defensive mode as soon as people said anything about him. It was just, yeah.
I agree.
I feel less bad for him, actually.
Really?
Yeah. That stuff that he did online, I mean, it wasn't even like cute. You know what I mean? Like some of it was
yeah, but just the need to get to that point, Dis, is like really weird. It's like, dude, in WWE you were comfortable. You have your fiance there. Like, how much more comfortable can you be?
Well, I had an entire post written out, and I deleted it just because I didn't want to. Ricochet is right now vanity searching.
Yes,
and I don't want to be a part of that stuff anymore. I had my fill with Matt Hardy and Sean Ross Sapp, so I don't need that heat again. But
watch out, Sean will fight you.
Oh, I know. But he's what he doesn't realize is that, like, he for the past how long has he been with WWE? 7 years, 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
The people that he was popular with were kids. I mean, though they looked at him like he was a superhero.
Yeah.
And when he goes to AEW, he's going to lose them because half of the kids can't watch AEW. A fourth of them don't care about AEW anyway. And the ones that are left are going to watch it and see, hey, you know what? He's just like everyone else. Right. Those are gone. He has to completely reestablish. And he thinks that he can rely on these old fans that used to watch him in indie shows, but they don't.
Well, that was the one that rocked him, was the lady that turned around and said, hey, I love you and I'll watch all your clips, but I'm not watching the AEW program for you.
Yeah.
And that's what really floored him.
That was the most ridiculous one that he responded to, because he was like, you're not being a fan of me in the right way. Like,
it's like, what's the right way? Isn't the right way buying your merch, supporting you, supporting your clips? Like, yeah. And I saw somebody make an argument. Somebody was making the argument on another podcast saying that if you're not supporting the AEW brand, then we don't want you as a viewer or as a fan anyway. So it's kind of like, once again,
that's so ridiculous.
It's the tribal stuff, man.
It's like,
what were we saying, Kev?
I was like, I will refrain for the sake of not having a nuclear meltdown, because we're talking about this soft little V.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right, dude. Like, I get it. I mean, Joey went in on him. I saw a lot of people go in on him, and that's fair. And I mean, I even made a joke online. I'm like, why won't you just let people like you? You know, like, what's the problem with that? But I think it's really bad because one day in, and this guy's mindset is already at what did I do wrong? Why don't you guys like me? And it's like, no, dude, you're in a completely different atmosphere with completely different fans, a completely different company. Like, this is what your life is going to be from now on until that contract ends.
Yeah, and then when they did his match on Wednesday, I watched Dynamite on Wednesday, and oh my gosh, it was torture. But his match, it was just Ricochet stuff. It's not like he's out there doing anything different. It was a worse Ricochet match because it was a Ricochet match. When you take away all the psychology.
And the funny thing is he was doing well when he was in WWE. I liked him and Braun Strowman together. I'm always a fan of the big guy, little guy team ups. I liked the matches that he had up against Logan Paul. Those were impressive. So it wasn't as if Ricochet was just another body on the card. It wasn't like he was Mustafa Ali. Like, there were points where Ricochet was really getting into the crowd was really getting into Ricochet. So I still don't understand why he thought it was a better idea to leave the company, leave his fiance, not leave his fiance, but leave where she is, and the comfort that he built up for so long in order to go to AEW. I mean, that paycheck must be gorgeous.
Well, he also said that the most fun he ever had was traveling around with those guys, and now he gets to do it again. And that's what he said. So
he chose ego. He knows he's never going to come anywhere near a major title. So he's going to go and I don't know if we.
This match is kicking right off.
Oh, I like that.
Coach put it.
Yeah, we're kicking right off. I know enough about this soft little V. I don't.
He'd rather go grab ass with his friends in the back.
Than
actually be a star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two men are fighting right now. We don't need to talk about Ricochet.
Men slapping meat.
Yeah. Yes. We're about to have a hoss fight.
There we go.
Jackie Boy for £5 says, I think Randy will lose to Gunther, turn heel, go after Cody, and beat Cody at Bad Blood for the championship, then drop it back to him at Survivor Series. That actually could happen. I could see that happening. What do you guys think? That's a valid prediction?
I think it's a strong possibility. I don't even think that he would probably take it from him at Survivor Series and then give it back to him a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite things in a match like this, where the heel assaults the babyface before the match starts, before they even get attached to each other. I love that. Ryan Damon for $2 says, "Cult of Personality just hits differently in Germany."
Mussolini.
Classic.
Do you think they let him come out to the song if they ever do one in Italy?
Huh. Yeah, and Living Color is playing tonight too. My stepdad is opening for them.
He might end up like Mussolini. His stepdad is opening for them? That's awesome.
In Living Color, yeah.
Cat TV for $10 says, "I am a huge Punk fan. Never seen him in person, but he doesn't appear to be the biggest or most ripped guy. What do you think makes him believable?" He is the kind of, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and he's got a very strike heavy style, which I think really helps him. Incorporating the kicks definitely helps. I mean, it just, and I think his confidence and his ability to talk really gives him that cred. What do you guys think?
Yeah. He talked you into believing in him. He has just enough size, that it's not completely and totally unbelievable. Like, I remember. Oh, it's Dutch Mantel. Dutch Mantel pointed out that MJF is not quite 6 feet. So, you go to the WWE and that is a hard hole to crawl out of. When when even your smallest babyface, excluding Cody, is 6'2". But Punk is just big enough, but his personality is even bigger. It's like he's got kind of got like the Tom Cruise factor. Tom Cruise is Smurf sized, but his personality and his aura, he's like Andre. He's just a giant man without actually having the giant status. So,
I think that's a really good way of putting it. The Tom Cruise effect. I think that's spot on. Andre Adams for $1.99 says, "Seth got to see Bronson Reed first," and that is correct. That is certainly correct.
Punk also, during a time when size was a much bigger deal, had a look that made him stand out. he was like a Jeff Hardy, you know, where he could get away with not being the biggest guy because he looked different and wrestled different, and he did enough to make himself stand out. And a lot of that carries over to nowadays. But when he was in AEW, he didn't look like a small guy at all.
No.
You know,
when Punk was when he was on the Indies and he was doing the straight edge gimmick, he was just one of those guys that was so obnoxious that you tuned in because you wanted to see him get beat. You wanted to see Raven beat him up.
Yeah.
You know, in ROH. So, John JD 999 for 199. Thoughts on the game show red green lights? I like those. They're fine.
I like it.
You need the different lights to show, you know, who is, you know. Still, you know, the finish of JBL and Eddie Guerrero still bothers me after all these years because, like, it didn't make any sense. Like that JBL touching the corners after Eddie was like just registering them as a touch for JBL and not just canceling out Eddie's.
But that was the Sting Vader finish.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I don't know. It was confusing.
I mean, it was weird with Sting and Vader too.
I believe Drew is red and Punk is green.
Isn't it weird how we've come back around where, like, at one point people just absolutely hated the fact that WWE made him do the four corners gimmick on these matches. And now when AEW did this and didn't do the four corners gimmick, people were up in arms about it. Like, this is like just saying, why have the strap match? We're not doing the four corners.
Did he do a strap match with MJF?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, the match was fine, but the strap kept coming off, and they didn't do anything about the strap coming off.
I know they did the dog collar match.
The dog collar match was good.
Yeah, I thought he did. Didn't Punk do a strap match in AEW though?
With MJF too, I think.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, he gave them both.
Somebody will say
it. It did say third career strap match on his intro card here. So I guess they were counting the AEW match, which is interesting.
Well, Hunter doesn't, you know. Other things are allowed to exist.
Yeah, he might have done
like...
one. He might have done one in ROH or IWA. He probably had one with Chris Hero or something, you know, too. So.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, here we go.
I like strap matches.
Yeah, they're not. They're fun. Punk's wearing them out right now with the. It almost looks like Punk's pulling his swings here, though.
I mean, the weird thing is Punk can wrestle soft and still look better than a lot of people.
No, stop going for things under the ring. You have a strap. That's the gimmick. Stop it.
No, there was such a good spotlight. Okay, yesterday on SmackDown, Machin went for a table under the ring because the crowd was chanting, "We want tables," and she pulled out the table halfway, and then Nia came up and clotheslined her and threw her against the barricade, and then she went down for the table and pushed it back under the ring. Such a good spot.
Which is exactly what Drew is doing right now.
Oh, is he doing it? Good.
Yeah,
it's such a good spot.
That is a good spot. You're right. I just don't. You know my thing. If it's a strap match, the strap is your gimmick. You don't need the other furniture. It's why I hate that MJF Punk dog collar match. Because they were using all the furniture. Oh, now Drew's getting a chair. No, the strap is the gimmick. Like, bringing in the weapons for war games. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The weapons for war games are stupid. It defeats the purpose of the war games cage.
That started
the cage. The cage is the thing. The cage in your fists. That's what's the danger in war games.
Okay. To be fair, there is the whole where they tried to gouge out the eye with the LOD spike thing from back in the day.
That's different.
Oh. That's one of my favorite spots.
That's not running. That's not running table spots.
Yeah.
Like, you want to do a table spot in the strap match? Do it on the announce table. Oh, I think Punk is bleeding. Yeah, Punk is bleeding.
Oh, is that why he got the chair? We needed a logical reason to get to the blood.
And it's before anyone says it, it's real because I see it flowing. I see exactly where he's hit.
CA Punk ain't using no blood.
Oh, that's cool. They're doing a thing. They're like just trading off punches while Punk's on the ground, and that was neat.
Are they gonna? Or is Drew McIntyre gonna drink Punk's blood now?
I hope not. You know what kind of diseases he's carrying. I think he was trying to open him up more.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Ooh.
Oh, did you see? Oh man, I want to get Kev's thought. Have you seen the backstage pics from Raw, or the pre-show pics from Raw going around Twitter?
No. If you want to,
someone,
I'll go.
Kev, it looked like before every indie show where all the guys are in the ring going over their spots.
And like you get to, and Drew and Punk are on the outside of the ring talking. It's such a.
Is
that where Femi's outside the ring?
Yeah.
I think Drew is busted now. We got dueling gig jobs.
It
I
just
didn't
pained
realize
me.
that was who
I know he's not.
Who's the a-hole who got those pictures?
So probably somebody who worked at the arena, I imagine.
That's true. I was like, I hope it wasn't some indie goof who who took a bunch of pictures.
They were from very up high, so it could have been a janitor,
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the stupid table again. No. You don't even need the chair to do the blood. You've got perfectly good ring posts on the outside. That was good enough for Sean. It was good enough for you. Shawn Michaels loved a good ring post blade job. Remember when when they would do the slingshot and he'd be gigging like mid slingshot?
Yes.
Sean would gig mid bump. Like he'd get hit with the chair, and while he's in the air, you see his hand come across his forehead. Let's see.
I'm putting the new to bed.
All righty. SWAC fan 100 for $10 is Ash by Elegance. Dana Brooke did the no table spot last night at Emergence. She lifted the ring flap up, turned, did the suck it gesture to the crowd. Yeah, and they just did it again. Jackie Boy for £2 says no, that was Phil Brooks and Andrew Galloway III. Love you guys. But yeah, I mean, this is weird to me that they would redo that spot now 2 nights in a row.
Yeah. That is, I mean, it worked. Maybe it's just because it worked,
Drew just ate the chair, so now I'm wondering if he's going to gig, but I don't think he is. Oh, maybe. I see his hand moving toward his head. Now.
Okay. One of the lights don't appear to be working, so this might not be a great idea to have these lights.
Oh, are they not working?
Well, when Drew hit the corner at first, the light didn't go on, and then the second corner, the light did go on. So, I don't know. I imagine with these guys taking ring post bumps and stuff like that, it could very easily rock that equipment.
I think you have to purposely touch it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's like Drew just got whipped into the corner and it didn't light up or anything. So, Punk through the table.
I'm actually surprised.
This has been stellar so far. I'm liking it.
I'm actually surprised they're letting Punk do as much as they are. I thought they were going to be more protective of him still.
Because he's frail boy.
Yeah. I mean, he's not. To be fair to CM Punk, he did wrestle for like a year and a half in AEW, and he was fine. It wasn't until he got that. Yeah, he wrestled for a while in AEW. It was fine. It wasn't until
once he times in AEW, didn't he?
Yeah, it's just. But once he got injured the first time, he just kept getting injured. It was like, it was a slow descent at that point. So, it might have just been a bad string of luck.
As much as I don't like that they did a table spot, I like that table spot.
It was a good table spot. And guess what? The strap didn't come off. That's good. Because the worst thing in AEW strap matches is when the strap comes off and they just keep going and act like nothing happened. That always made me angry. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was worried about this match, is that it would be more like that. But they're doing everything they can. You can even see Punk is like gripping the strap sometimes to make sure it doesn't fall off.
And now he's going to... All right, Drew's going to do the I'm going to carry you to all four corners thing now.
Max is being awful quiet. What do you think of Max?
I think they might be going they might be going into the finish here because now they're tied up. They've each got 3 corners.
When did they do this before? When did they do this with Hogan? See, that corner isn't.
They did this with Eddie. They did this with Eddie and JBL.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh, I see. You know what? Now, finally, all these years later, I understand that finish. You have to touch one of the corners that he touched to make. Okay, and or the time limit's got to run out.
Yeah, but see, the one corner, the red light's not working in that one corner.
Oh, the strap came off.
Oh, boo. The strap comes off. They should stop the match and put it back on. That's my.
It's back on. Punk got it back on.
Okay, good. There should be something like if the strap comes off, you lose all your lights or something like that.
It came off at like the most inopportune moment when they're like trying to do the big slugfest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Max just noticed the strap came off too. So,
oh, that was cool. They just did like a double Yakuza kick. Or big boot, if you prefer. But I call it a Yakuza kick.
Hey, you know what? Big ups to this German crowd.
Yeah, they're doing good.
I mean, it sounds weird that we're like, good boy. But they are doing very well.
The crowd is an integral part to every show.
Yeah.
This match has been really good so far. Oh my god,
very old school pacing.
That is an interesting way of getting into a sharpshooter. My goodness, look. Oh, he's.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
That's a cool way of getting into sharpshooter. Yeah, I like that.
And he does a better sharpshooter than either members of FTR. By the way,
God, they're the worst. This one's for Bill Goldberg. You think Punk hates Goldberg? Because Brett hates Goldberg?
Absolutely. Max asked if WWE was trending over the Olympics. Raw trended over the Olympics when they were on together. So,
yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because nobody watched these Olympics. People tuned in for that opening ceremony and went like, I've seen enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. I love the Olympics. I just couldn't get into much of it this year.
I actually watched more of this Olympics than I ever did before. This was the first time Mrs. Movie Monster and I have lived together during the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
So she wanted to watch all of it. So
the coverage just didn't. The way they covered it just didn't work for me. I don't know.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. It's like they gave us. You could watch anything at any time, but half the stuff didn't even have like commentary over it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How hard is it?
I learned that I like to watch surfing. This match has been stellar.
I like the shot put.
I really like this match.
It's very old school booking. This is very
good use of blood.
Yeah. It just shows you that you don't need all those big moves and crazy spots to tell a good story and have this is a perfect example of that. If anybody, although I'm sure we're gonna get people on X saying like, oh, you see, Punk can't do it. Look how soft he is. He can't do all this stuff.
Well, with a blade job, it's so flip of the coin. I mean, you either get a rock blade job where it's like a trickle of blood, or you get the Eddie Guerrero one where he became anemic.
Yeah. And Punk's never been a big gigger either. Like he's never. Did we just
find out that Drew had the bracelet around his penis this entire time? So if I was Punk now, I'd be like, yeah, you can keep it. Oh, and he kissed it after it was just on his junk.
Watch what happened. So, yeah, where was that bracelet? And I was really hoping. I get the bracelet thing. I'm not somebody who's going to sit here and crap all over the bracelet stuff. But when Punk came out a few weeks ago and he had like a handful of bracelets after Fanatics, I really thought he was going to say, I don't need it anymore kind of thing. But
all right. So he just hit the Claymore. So maybe this could be the finish. But it's not. It's not going to be. Punk's going to stop him.
I think Punk's got to win this one, right?
You think? I don't know. Maybe Drew's got to win it so we can go to the Hell in a Cell.
But didn't Drew win last time? I thought Drew won
Yeah.
at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the heel needs to keep winning until the babyface wins.
Oh, okay. So you're going Raven, Tommy, Drew. Okay.
I just feel like when the good guy wins, the story's told.
I don't know because see the bracelet thing. They could always if Punk doesn't get that bracelet, he still needs to beat him for that.
John E. Marrero for $5. Thank you very much. Says Ray Gun the Australian breakdancing a Funko Pop. I'm not shocked by that, honestly. Oh,
That means she had
the greatest thing that gave us was all the memes.
Yeah. That means they had to make a deal with her. She gets residuals from that.
Oh,
No one buy it because she doesn't deserve a dime.
for being a terrible breakdancer.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was a troll, but I don't care. You still
Was
put
it
me
a
through it.
troll?
There's
Why?
people that say now that was what like she's never breakdanced before. She was a modern art teacher, and this was like her.
Then why was she in the Olympics?
She tricked Australia, apparently.
How do you trick Australia into the fact that you know how to breakdance when you don't know how to breakdance?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think she was just the best they had.
Yeah.
Oh, this
It
might
was
be it,
awful.
actually. We might be done here.
There's no real like way to do a dramatic ending to one of these matches, to a strap match,
Of just hitting a buckle?
Yeah, like
I like the way JBL and Eddie did it.
that's true.
Now that I understand it.
Yeah, I can't.
Andrew just said, be funny if Drew pulled out a bag of fake necklaces out and Punk doesn't know which one's real. That sounds like a Jericho spot, he said.
Jericho would throw them on the ground and he'd pretend they're thumbtacks. That's what Jericho would do with that.
He just started bumping on them.
Oh. Okay, so
He's taking the bracelet back.
yeah. Max wants Punk to beat, or Max wants
Oh, all
McIntyre to
right,
beat
Punk
with the
wins.
drum. Oh, is it? Did we get
Yeah,
there? No
that's
prime
it.
bottle interference? No.
No.
That's what Max wanted to see.
And he's got the bracelet. But wait,
Well,
how long before we get Punk and Logan Paul?
Oh, that could be next, huh? Because they brought up a good point. You can't do Logan Paul Seth already because he has to go through Bronson.
They already did that.
And well, they didn't do a match. They haven't had a match.
No, yeah, they did. Didn't they wrestle at
No.
Yeah, they did.
CM Punk wrestled at the Royal Rumble, got injured, and then went away.
No,
and
you
came
said
back.
you said Seth.
I had Seth.
Oh,
yeah.
oh. I thought you meant Seth and Logan Paul. Okay.
Oh no, Seth and Drew, or Seth and CM
Punk.
Punk.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So they can't do that yet because Seth has to go through Bronson Reed. This appears to be over. If he got the bracelet back and won, I don't see where.
Yeah,
else
I don't like to me like this doesn't this doesn't go on. What is there more to do?
unless you bring in AJ. Like that's the only thing that I could.
Why would yeah, oh, I thought you meant Styles. You meant Lee.
No.
Like most of the wrestling world, I forgot she existed.
Hold
on. Yeah, I liked that match. That was a good match.
It was a good match. Best. I was gonna say match of the night so far.
It is match of the night.
Owens Cody was really good though.
It was good, but this was really good.
No, I'll say this: there's no bad matches so far tonight, and with the matches left,
yeah, even the match that I thought was the match I thought was going to be bad wasn't bad. So,
and Jade didn't look terrible. I mean, she had that super kick issue, but
you know, the AEW fans want to poo-poo on this and basically say that you can't it's only 5 matches, but I'd rather 5 good matches than 4 good matches and 6 terrible ones like we had it all in.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I like the shorter card, the lower match cards, and spreading out through the week. I'm telling you, that's a good move by WWE, and it gives the fans also it gives the fans in the States something to look forward to during these overseas pay-per-views. They're given. I don't know. Going to Raw always bothers me though because there's so many breaks during that. It's hard to. So who did Punk hug? Is that somebody we should know?
This was a UFC guy.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Right in front of the guy with the sign that says "I hate CM Punk."
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what? If I'm CM Punk, I'm like, at least that guy made a sign about me.
That's true. Oh, he
They're
don't
not
care.
It's when they're not making signs about you that you have to worry.
CM Punk does not care if fans boo him at all. He does.
No.
It does not bother him one bit.
In no way, shape, or form.
Unlike some wrestlers. that we've
Cubics
seen
is
this
asking
with.
you in the chat if Max has ever been to a PLE before.
Max has not been to a PLE. We have been to a Raw and we've been to a house show, but we have not been. And that's the thing that I was kind of complaining about earlier is that I'd like, especially next year, because Max hasn't seen John Cena either. So we want to get to one so we can see John Cena, but I can't guarantee he's going to be at a Raw or SmackDown, which we'll get. And that leaves like Mania and SummerSlam. I'm holding out hope that SummerSlam gets announced for Minneapolis next year because we can probably make that. Or Nashville. I meant Nashville. Oh, by the way, the rumor there was a report today that said that WrestleMania 42 was going to be back in Philly. That's false. The mayor or the governor or somebody was talking about it and said we got WrestleMania. He did not mean that we have it in the future. He means that we just got WrestleMania. And I don't see why everyone's misinterpreting that. It seems very blatant what he said there. So it is cool they're bringing Bad Blood back. I was at the first Bad Blood when it had 2 Ds. Remember
Oh, yeah, I do remember the 2 Ds.
Yeah, the first ever Hell in a Cell match, which was crazy live because we had no idea what we were going to see going into that. Like everyone kind of thought it was going to be like War Games, like a War Games type cage, you know, with the roof and everything. And we got that, but did not expect to get him on top of the cage or, you know, I mean, Shawn Michaels fall outside.
JPS for $2 says, Dis, would you settle for an NXT PLE?
I would, but I don't think Max would. We do have NXT coming to St. Louis at the beginning of October.
With Randy Orton there, I believe.
With Randy Orton there. But the thing is, Raw's there the night before. So, yeah, if I'm going to go all the way to St. Louis, I'll go for the Raw. You know,
I think they're doing the attendance, by the way.
Oh, they are. It was over. WrestleTix said right over 30.
They're speaking it in German, so
there were 73 tickets available this morning, and they were saying over 13,000.
Well, they're cheering. I don't know what they said, but
they didn't put the number on the screen. That's weird.
I don't think he said a number. I don't know what the heck he said.
Did Miss
highest grossing arena show in WWE history is what they said.
That happens every time now. Every time they go overseas, it's the highest grossing. I thought it was funny that they were building up that Raw from Berlin or from Germany over and over again, considering that it's widely considered to be the worst Raw of all time. And it caused Vince McMahon to completely change how he does business because it was so bad. And this is the first time they're actually they're pretending it was a big event. But
I don't remember that.
That was the Raw that started the Attitude Era.
Oh,
because Vince that show
it was in Germany.
It was in Germany, and it was a taped Raw. It looked like it was a fan cam show. And after that Raw aired, Vince went backstage and brought in Vince Russo and said that our product needs to be more like the magazine. And that's when the Attitude Era started. Was right after that one. Yeah, and they've been building it up all week because they're in Berlin again. And they're acting like it was some huge thing, but it was at the time. It was not considered to be a success. Did Kevin Mish go do their own podcast somewhere?
Kevin put Duke to bed.
Okay,
so I am assuming that they're fighting.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin Duke. For a second, I was thinking Kevin Mish were all fighting, so like they had to.
No, I don't know when Mish went. He said he had to go for a minute, but
they took some. They had to take their beef off air and go fight. So, you think? So, who do you think's winning this one? Because I actually see a lot of people saying Rhea and Damian because they, lost last month individually, but that would be the end of this feud, right? Like
I would
where do you go
assume
from
so.
there?
No. You can keep going with. No, it's not. It wouldn't be the end of the feud at all because the feud is Damian and Finn.
Finn, right? Okay.
And
okay.
and if it's not for the championship, right? Like Rhea can't win the belt in this match,
no,
right?
Rhea can't win the belt.
Then yeah, it's not over. They can win.
But it has to be Priest pinning Dom though, right?
Yeah. Jackie Boy for £5 says, yeah, it's the highest grossing because the prices are extraordinary every time they do an international PLE. Don't be fooled. I agree. That is the thing. Like, I guess because of all the cost of shipping everything overseas, they have to break even. They have to charge an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Max has a question. Yes, Max. Come here. You can talk on the mic. Ask your question in the mic.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right. I don't really understand exactly how WWE is going to do 2 storylines in one.
What do you mean?
Like, they're doing the Live Revenge Tour and the Judgment Day thing, where the Judgment Day completely breaks. Like,
Okay.
how are they going to do that?
Let's explain wrestling theory to Max real quick.
Go for it.
They've already done it, Max. They've intertwined the 2 feuds. I mean, the Live Revenge Tour really was all centered around Rhea, so her getting with Dom is part of that, right? But at the same time, because she's with Dom, now they can include the Judgment Day. I don't expect Liv to be with Dom after the Rhea stuff is over, right? Marv, what do you think?
I
about
agree.
that part?
I agree. It's a temporary alliance.
Yeah, that Liv will move on at that point, but it's a good question though, and it's an inquisitive question, and I appreciate that from my inquisitive son.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one sec. This I have to turn the AC down a little bit because I'm sweating.
Okay, I'll I will keep it going here. What do we got in the chat? Oh, here we go. Mish is back. Thank you, because I was dying here.
So how'd that CM Punk Drew match go?
It was a solid match.
I saw it. I was
Okay.
indisposed, but I have a phone.
It was a good match. I appreciated the old school booking of it. I appreciated that they didn't go overboard.
Very clever with the CM Punk tapping the ring post after Drew. I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's kind of clever.
I mean, yeah. I liked, and it was nice to see a decent strap match again.
Yeah,
I'm a big strap match fan. So,
really,
now, do you think the feud's over? Do you think we were talking about this a little bit? Can they go anywhere from here, or
Drew's pride is hurt? It absolutely can't go on from here. If they end it like this, it'll feel very incomplete to me. Even though technically this feud has been going on longer than a year. I don't know. I still don't feel like we've gotten that final moment yet.
Okay, I'm back.
They need to add something to make it because now the bracelet's not an issue.
Yeah.
And
Punk
got his win back. Drew beat Punk. So what are they fighting over after that now?
Pride. Straight up pride, Bo. Straight up pride. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on. Drew and Punk, very prideful people, both of them.
And, to be fair, I guess Punk did come out or Drew came out after he beat Punk and said, I'm moving on. And Punk's like, no, you're not.
Right.
So I imagine that's probably what's going to happen with this is Punk's going to come out and be like, I'm moving on now. And Drew's going to come out and say, no, you're not.
Did you hear Dominic's quote earlier in the week?
Which one?
I'm in the history of wrestling, I'm the only heel that's turned heel.
Yeah, that was neat.
I do like that. That's a good. What did he say that on a podcast or something?
I don't know. I don't know where
newspaper
he quote.
The Post.
I was gonna say, I hope he didn't say it in a promo.
It's very good though. It's a very apropos line.
It is a good quote. I like that.
And it was funny too because he was a sympathetic heel. What the hell was that?
Oh,
Because we felt bad for him getting cornered by Liv for the longest time, and then it's like, nah, I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, we used to make that joke though about everybody in the NWO.
Yeah.
When you would have an NWO guy turn into the NWO, a lot of times they would already be heels before they went into the NWO, so it was a heel turning heel.
Right. Like they're becoming a dastardly heel now. Yeah.
Now they're a real heel because they don't like WCW.
Yes, huh? There's a tarantula in the garage.
Are we talking about Dom using the Kaioken to become more heel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Dom-
what a brilliant
Domo
breakout-
times 2.
What a brilliant breakout performer he's become. It
Oh, I
really is.
know.
I mean, I hate to say, I love the fact that he's wearing Liv and him kissing on his trunks, on his skirt. But just the fact that, I mean, and I hate to say this, as far as personality goes, he's already beaten his dad, right? Like he's
Oh, yeah.
far more.
Oh, infinitely.
Yeah. All right.
I can't believe how
Yeah,
he's gone the furthest for me, where I absolutely hated Dom. He's one of the reasons that I wouldn't watch WWE when he was being pushed with Ray and that whole thing.
Oh, that was awful.
And then his turn,
He was fighting Brock.
yeah, when he was fighting Brock and he was tag team champions and doing all that, it just made me so angry. But the way he's turned that around is insane.
Is he arguably the biggest breakout performer from any legend? Well, maybe no. I have to take that back. Probably The Rock is still.
Charlotte or The Rock. I mean,
Yeah, The
I don't know
Rock,
if I would call-
Charlotte.
Rock.
I don't know if
is
I'd call Rocky Johnson a legend, but yeah.
No, but that's my point. Is that they didn't have to be a legend on that level just to breakout performer from their dad or granddad. You know.
Charlotte did. But Charlotte, I don't think Charlotte was in Rick's shadow as much as Dom was in Ray's shadow.
See, I can't say Charlotte because I don't think Charlotte has surpassed Rick as a legend. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think Dom surpassed. I think Dom surpassed Ray in one aspect of the business.
Yes.
In every other aspect, though, I still think Ray has him. So,
Oh, sorry. But I would say Charlotte is just as good as her father when her father was in his prime. The only difference is that Rick had more people to throw at him, and Charlotte is so leaps and bounds ahead of the other girls that it's kind of tough. You know, like, listen, hands down, she is probably the greatest female performer ever. That's I am very comfortable with making that statement. But
I love Charlotte, but your reasoning is exactly why I say she wouldn't be, because Charlotte is a big fish in a little pond. And even though that little pond is a huge pond, it really is when it comes to the depth of a lot of the competition she has. Whereas Ric Flair had the entire world at one point going after it.
Yeah. I would argue that in terms of in-ring work, Charlotte surpassed Rick a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, Rick was more of a character.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest problem with Charlotte is that she can't just be a heel all the time. I think we talk about Charlotte a lot differently if she did have a really long just heel run where she's not going back and forth, because the problem is that they kept trying to make her a face, and it worked. Unfortunately, it worked in terms of fan support and crowd reactions, but it wasn't good for her character, and it wasn't good for the stories being told. Whereas Rick was able to maintain a heel. They didn't keep trying to put him as a face every once in a while like they do with Charlotte.
That's that weird Vince thing where Vince became uncomfortable with letting heels be cheered. Flair was always cheered. It's just when it came time to give the babyface their druthers, we wept for Dusty and Sting and booed Rick when it was appropriate. But when he was just doing his thing, everybody loved it. I think with Charlotte, I guess we have to see what a Charlotte Flair reign looks like in the new era.
Yeah. It's funny too with Flair, because they would do random face turns and they'd last about 4 or 5 months before you find out, oh no, he's still Ric Flair. He was tricking everybody the whole time.
Right.
My favorite being in the beginning of Nitro, where he's babyface Ric Flair and Arn's turned on him, and he goes to the attack about just taking Sting's like, "Don't you turn on me!
Don't you do it!"
Swear to God, I listen. I am with the Angels. I love you, Steve. You're my best friend ever. Tag pop.
Sting was that's why it was Sting, it was Trish Stratus who just fell for it every time. Rey Mysterio, falls for it every time.
They got to get rid of this Terror Twins name. It's awful.
Oh, it stinks.
They didn't even
Stinks.
try to bring it back. They didn't try. The fans wouldn't stop calling them that.
No,
at
they
the time.
talked about themselves as the Terror Twins again on Monday.
Well, I know, but I'm saying when they first got back together, they weren't saying Terror Twins. They didn't do that until the fans started bringing signs and referencing it again.
Oh,
So
it wasn't good. And it's
they're the
still-
heels. You know they're the heels in this, right? They're the bad guys. In everything they've done has made them the bad guys.
I felt right because she stole Dom from his family by beating him up. She
Yeah.
abused him into falling in love with her.
They started Judgment Day by turning on the leader of Judgment Day. Like they're not the good guys in this situation. They did.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're not wrong.
She joined Judgment Day by beating the crap out of Liv. They turned on Edge. They beat up Dom. They beat up Dom in front of his father during his birthday.
You know, somebody asked somebody asked about like who had the worst return out of like a certain number of people, and one of them was Edge, and I said it's 100% Edge because Edge had a great return, but then after that he didn't really do much of anything. Like the biggest lasting impression that Edge run left was creating the Judgment Day, and it only got good after he left it.
Right.
Well, Vince was like, "Oh, you look old. I'm not putting the belt on you."
Let's be honest. The Judgment Day were only in existence, I thought, because of the pop that Edge's entrance got with the whole Brood thing that fell apart.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if he got such a huge pop for that return that I think they built the entire storyline, the stable from it. That's what it kind of felt like.
They're chanting something weird in
his
German
new
right now, and I
glue.
don't know what it means. But yes, you're right. Oh, Damien. Now, do you think we get any like Rhea? Rhea's got to bump Dom in this again, right? Like,
Oh yeah, she bumped JD on Monday. She's gonna bump Dom on this. Absolutely.
So which one?
why is Star Wars Outlaws out there?
Because they gave a
Sorry,
lot.
man.
Ubisoft gave a lot of money.
So wait, we had Star Wars Outlaws here, and we had Assassin's Creed on All In. We're just getting like the disappointments of Ubisoft all over pro wrestling right now.
I thought the Assassin's Creed is just specific to Osprey.
Yeah, well, it was basically a commercial for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I know, but what I'm saying is they licensed him, not AEW All In. You know.
Well, John JD 999 for 199 says, "Boo! Star Wars Outlaws, boo!"
It'd be funnier if it was a pre-purchased Acolytes advertisement, you know.
Oh gosh. Yeah, if you want to hear more about Star Wars Outlaws, guys, check out that gameplay. We talk about it all the time.
Awesome.
Jackie Boy for £5 says, "I'm telling you, Punk and Drew are tied on victory, so this is solely for bragging rights now, and it will end in Hell in a Cell. I bet my PS5 on it." Whoa, 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 whoa! I don't care how sure you are, brother. Never bet the PS5. But yes,
it's a console. It's a console. It's fine.
Oh, are you one of the PC elite?
PC Master Race, yes, sir.
Oh.
I like
the people in the chat on that gameplay. So when I say I don't have a PC, they're like, "What? How can you be on a gaming channel?" I'm like, "Because I like video games." What do
No,
you want?
I joke. It's fine with the consoles. I have a Switch, so I'm like one of you guys.
I like to pretend that I like to
wander around with the common folk every once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
I'm slumming it with my Switch.
Let them have their cake. Jump, Mario, jump.
Oh, I feel so delightfully trashed right now playing Super Mario Wish.
I like to pretend that, you know, I'm like, oh, I hate PC gamers. They're all, but the truth is that I'm just a poor boy. I have to get it.
Oh, dude, no. The real reason I love PC gaming is that's what I really started with. I started with like a 386 Packard Bell.
Oh yeah,
back in like the
I
early
love those.
90s. You know.
I was playing Police Quest on those.
Oh yeah, King's Quest, Police
Yeah.
Quest, all of those. Yeah. for sure.
John JD 999 for 198 says they ruined their Thanksgiving and Christmas too. The Mysterio family. Remember that?
Yes.
How could you forget?
So we got Dom's character change.
Yeah, well, we got Jail Dom.
Jail changes a man.
When he first joined Rhea Ripley, I made the joke that can we rename him Sub Mysterio now?
They did it. They've gone It's so funny because that kind of reference a couple years ago it sounded insane. Like WWE would never make any kind of mention of that, and now they have Liv out here calling him Daddy Dom.
I know.
Oh, I love her doing the Crusher from the GoBots. She looks like Crusher. Yeah, this should be a complete squash match because I mean, both Ripley and Priest are just so far ahead of both Dom and Liv.
Absolutely. It's got to be one of those, like the second you get your hands on them.
Right. Oh, dude, and she threw Liv up against the ring post again on Monday. I don't know what it is, but nobody sells a ring post better than Liv Morgan. I swear.
Well, because Rhea actually throws her into it.
Oh, she just bounces off, and it just looks awful every damn time. I'm like, man, is she hurt? Is she actually hurt? She went tooth first. It was great. Oh, man. Yeah, now it's time. Here we go. Comeuppance, baby.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, like exes. You got to argue first. Yeah.
This is a cool situation here where I think
she's gonna hug him and then overhead belly to belly him.
Oh, just an elbow for Liv.
All four people are going to come out of this feud in better standing than they were going in. It doesn't matter who wins or loses; they're all in better places now.
And honestly, at the end of the day, Dominic is the one that made everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Dominic made everybody viable in this thing.
When Liv eventually turns on Dom and makes Dom babyface, Dom is going to be a babyface force to be reckoned with.
Oh man!
Wait! Rhea's doing the leg choke in the corner again. What if Dom joins her again after this? Then we've learned the actual
the trigger.
Yeah, that's his kink, huh?
I love that they put up the live and loud thing during Rhea's attack on Dom. It got higher than Cody's woe. It got higher.
I'm telling you, man, Dominic needs a Dominic needs a main event push.
Liv has gotten better in the ring. All of her offense is reactive offense, which before she would try power moves on Rhea Ripley, and I was like, what are you doing? And with this, everything she's done to Rhea Ripley is all just balancing and striking, which is all she should be able to do up against somebody like Ripley.
I think you guys are now a minute ahead of me.
Oh,
my internet crapped out for a little bit. So, yeah, you guys are ahead of me now.
That makes sense.
Oh, sorry.
You don't have a button that'll take it to live or whatever? Or
Peacock doesn't do that.
Live.
Oh. Why is Peacock the worst app of all time?
I'm like,
there, buddy.
As soon as WWE is gone, Peacock is gone.
Yeah.
So essentially, this match is in pretty much the place that Mercedes and Britt Baker was at All In, and listen to the crowd. Mercedes tried to make the case that they were just quiet because they were all exhausted. I don't know. These fans are pretty exhausted too.
Oh man, Mercedes said that she did too much and that she was too high on the card. Yeah. That's why the match went flat. It's because she's too good and she's pushed too hard. She like that's humility, man. I gotta tell you.
For sure it is.
Oh, Dave Meltzer's in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is really well put together. I am enjoying the hell out of this.
This whole pay-per-view, man. WWE don't miss. They got it. They got this down.
No, they missed. I mean, they're fallible, but I mean, this feud so far has been amazing.
I'm talking about in the way they pace their PLEs and the way they book, their PLEs.
Oh yeah, going to Saturdays was the first great change that they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we can get Raw back down under 3 hours, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So I'm hoping that we get a shorter Raw when we go to Netflix.
I am too. You have no idea. I got my fingers crossed on that one.
Like I get it. You want to keep it there because you love all those advertising dollars, but you don't need it there.
Oh, they'll still get the advertising dollars.
I almost wish that they would just let Raw be 2 hours and just make another hour-long show. Just make an hour-long show that comes on before Raw.
Yeah, bring back Heat.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, wow. All right.
Whoa. Okay.
Very
This has been excellent.
Something cool's going
yeah, here we go.
But yeah, we all knew that it had to end in chicanery.
Of course.
By the way,
Oh, Rocksteady came out?
Yeah.
how much better is Carlito?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
How much
I'm
better
actually
is Carlito?
souring on Carlito. Carlito was doing so good as a babyface heel, I guess is what we're going to describe him as, that I almost wanted him and R-Truth to hook up and be that part of the Judgment Day.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh my God, that'd be
R-Truth
funny.
is dead, so
Is
My
Truth
thought-
gone? Is Truth like bland now?
yeah,
no,
he
he'll be-
shelved for a minute. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll be back. He's working on an album.
yeah. And his ribs. He's working on his ribs too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was so cool that he retweeted my my Hulk Hogan thing where it said "Come back, Truth" and gave you the address to write the comeback letters to him.
Yeah.
nice.
Come back, Hulk.
Wow, Ripley might be the one to turn Liv Morgan into an actual performer.
John JID 999 for 199 says, I think Dom got rocked. Look next to his right eye.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
all
no,
these
they're-
guys are going to come out banged up after this.
Oh yeah,
match,
no,
honestly.
but they trust each other that much that they can have a match like this, you know?
Yeah, this is just one of those matches where everybody knows everybody, so
Right.
we're going a little snug.
Sheamus and Drew all over again. You know?
Matt for $5 says, I guess the Crystals were wrong when they told Mercedes that her match at All In with Britt Baker would be the greatest match ever. The Crystals are never wrong. Just means they have to go again next year at All In Texas.
Did
Isn't
Liv
it funny?
almost Korea?
Go ahead. It's funny how Priest actually kind of realized his potential by losing the belt.
He wasn't
Yeah,
supposed to get
in
it
a way.
anyways, though. That was the big argument, was he was forced into that position because of injuries and such. you
Yeah.
know? But
But it did help him, though. It gave you a taste of what could be.
right.
So probably, listen, I bet probably around this time next year, he'll be getting that belt back. And then
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
get a run.
Oh yeah.
He's a natural face,
There
right?
you go.
Max, look. I kind of like being 3 seconds behind or 30 seconds behind because I know when all the cool stuff is going
Oh.
to happen. I can get Max's attention for it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was that was a good match, man.
That's a
that was
beautiful camera shot. You'll see it in a sec.
Stella, yeah.
Should I make Max look away?
I like real licking people. I don't know. Just it works.
Oh,
It's such a good taunt. How do you taunt them? I lick them. She's like WWE Blanca or something.
Okay, so do you think that what are you doing, Max? Stop. Max is using a duck call. Do we think that the Terror Twins stay together after this, or is this the swan song for them?
no, they should keep. I would say they should keep them together. People like them together. They can always do mixed tags and just kind of be there for each other. You haven't really seen. I can't remember the last time you saw like a male and female just be friends in wrestling.
Well, what do you think Jey Uso fits in all this?
On SmackDown with the Bloodline?
Yes, exactly.
They're doing a great job because I truly feel the Bloodline storyline does not finish until you get Jay and Roman, and Roman passes the torch to Jay. So they're doing a great job of making it credible.
Right.
when it inevitably happens. But yeah, it's painfully obvious. We don't know what to do with Jey Uso until we put him back in the Bloodline storyline.
I was just making a joke about Jay going after Ripley.
You know,
I hope they keep that storyline going because it is really funny.
getting a little Bloodline talk here. They did the Bloodline promo on SmackDown last night, and Jacob was about to put the Ulafala, whatever it's called, over Solo, and Solo lifted his hand up and said stop, and then he mentioned how he's going to get the title, and then he had it back. And I think that really is just a real small thing to demonstrate that he doesn't understand what's important, right? Like to him, it's the title. And to Roman, the title was a means to an end, while the Ulafala was the actual prize. And I think that was just a real small beat that's going to come back around here in a little bit. But I love what they're doing there. And yeah, that's where I think Jimmy Uso is going to end up. I think Sammy is going to end up there too. Yes, we get Star Wars Outlaws. Yes, we get more commercials.
Stop it.
I love how every time a new Star Wars game comes out, they're like, "This is going to be the good Star Wars game, guys. This one's going to be good."
We had a good Star Wars game. It was called
Jedi.
Jedi. It was called and it's also called Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, there you go. This one's the good one, guys. This one's the one that's good. We get some merch promos. Does anybody buy merch anymore? Any of you guys buy WWE merch?
I've
did
never
for my
bought
kids until they got too old.
I have never bought WWE merch.
I used to buy my daughter is a huge Santino mark. Huge on every level.
Really?
Anywhere he shows up, she watches him. So yeah.
Does
not care about the daughter, just loves Santino.
I had a KO when I go to a big show, I tend to buy a shirt. I had KO's WrestleMania shirt from a few years ago.
Yeah.
And of course I buy Max stuff. But besides, I'll buy a figure here and
I buy
there.
the
I
books.
still like figures.
I get the posters. Like I got the NXT Poppy poster, which is now very rare. Which
That's
is great. Mark Henry shirts here and there, like when I had him back in the day, but yeah, not too much in the way of shirts, but like a lot of posters, a lot of books, all the books. So,
man, Joe Hendry is everywhere.
he's going to be the guy. We had a discussion on him, and I really think he's going to be the catalyst for a lot of change in wrestling when it comes to WWE. He's like one of those guys that's able to work for two companies at the same time underneath contract. He's able to use their performance center whenever they want to. And seeing this work out in a positive way, in a successful way for both companies, WWE might start trying to sign other people that have contracts in other companies to be a part of WWE somehow on a regular basis, which opens up the doors to everyone. Opens up the doors to a lot of cross-promotional stuff, especially when you're dealing with Mexico, Japan, anywhere, you know?
Yeah, he was on Emergence last night. He's on
Was
No
it?
Mercy tomorrow.
Malia, was it Malia Hosaka that was dealing with WWE, and she has her own promotion in Japan?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, they're doing things that Vince never dreamed of doing, or even if Vince did dream of doing, never even attempted it, you know?
Remember when Joe Hendry was Rusev's lawyer?
Was he really? I did not know that.
He was the lawyer in the red tie.
Huh. That's funny. That's wild.
You got to pay attention now. Whenever anybody comes out, whenever there's the background players, I always make sure to pay attention because it's fun 3 or 4 years from now, remembering that they used to be
Right.
like LA Knight. LA Knight is every. Did you guys see the Triple H workout thing that had LA Knight in the background doing during it? He was always working that gimmick. I love LA Knight. And he played. Oh, that was awesome last night too. How he turned heel in the middle of his match.
Yeah.
Like he just decided, okay, I'll be a heel. I don't care, and he just did it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun match.
But that's veteran stuff that you don't see a lot anymore. So I appreciate that. Forget how long he's been wrestling.
Being comfortable in your own skin and knowing what the situation is. All right.
Yeah.
Go with me. Screw it.
Well, it transfers over to the fans though too, because the fans aren't as dumb as we were back in the 80s. You know, it's like people can read how these matches go without having to be a wrestler. They know the difference, or at least why they like the difference between a good match versus what makes a bad match. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that WWE has trained their audience to want to be a part of the show and not be the show.
Well, for
Yes.
the longest time, they were trying to teach us to go back during the PG stuff. They were trying to make everybody go backwards, and it's like that's just not working. And it didn't. It didn't.
Yeah. But they allow, like I said, they've made it cool for the fans to be a part of the show and to add to the show.
Yes.
Because on the indies for a long time, and still in AEW and other companies, the fans want to be the show. The fans want to be the story. And to maybe, and that, you know, the sing-alongs and stuff like that, that's probably part of it, right? By making it fun to be a part of the show and to make it fun to do the things they want you to do, you don't have to make your own fun in the crowd anymore.
Yeah, but for the longest time, though, the only people that could respond to the fans was somebody that was related to the McMahons.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else had to pretend like the crowd wasn't chanting things while they were trying to cut a promo.
Yeah.
And
And
so
you could
now
see,
yeah.
you could see John Cena. It was painful for him a lot of times. Like you could see him wanting to feed into it, and he just wasn't allowed to. He did eventually. You know,
speaking of McMahon's, by the way, so I'll drop this here. I got confirmation yesterday from a source that I trust very much. Shane McMahon to AEW confirmed.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
100% confirmed.
Yep.
See,
He's coming in and he's gonna lead a stable of former WWE guys, and like
That's the part I
angle.
don't.
Not to be confused with the takeover angle that's already been going on there for the last couple months.
The WWE,
Bucks.
I don't buy the WWE part, and I'll tell you why. Because they already added a non-WWE person to the group, number one. So, I do think it's going to be an MMA thing. Because if you look at them, you're talking Bobby Lashley, you're talking Mox, you're talking Sharif or whatever her name is, the female MMA person. Marina Shafir, and you're talking Shane McMahon, and those four people are all MMA people. So I think it's going to be more of an MMA thing. But because wait, was Shafir ever involved in WWE at all? Did she have a developmental or anything with them?
Well,
She had a developmental and link with NXT for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you know, you gotta.
She was
You
never
have
good enough on TV.
You have John Moxley in an MMA gimmick, and the guy gets tapped out every weekend.
yeah.
In a high school gym by an accountant.
Right.
Well, now his gimmick is white supremacist, apparently.
Did you say the white or the right supremacist?
White.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that his gimmick is based on Romper Stomper with
movie.
Russell Crowe? Yeah.
The Romper Keitel.
Romper Stomper starring Harvey Keitel. I don't know.
No, that stuff's bad. I put that out, or I mentioned that for fun, but I hate using that kind of thing because it's the exact same thing as people with the Kaiser before the hand signal that we shall not name. It's just gotcha stuff, and it's silly.
I don't know. At some point, I mean, wrestling used to be all about that, which is really weird because they use those iconic imageries in their wrestling gimmicks in order to get the crowd to hate them. I mean, let's not pretend there wasn't a wrestling sympathizer back in the day that didn't get everybody to jump on their feet and throw things at them. You know, like you're not supposed to like those people. It's weird to try and place that on a guy who's supposed to be a fan favorite. That's weird. But putting it on a heel, you're supposed to hate him. I don't know. As long as people understand the difference between the story and real life, but in wrestling, it seems like that's becoming more and more of a problem anyways.
Are these Germans singing along with Randy's theme music? I hear voices und my head. They talk to me. Wow, got bigger than Cody's whoa. I, for one, just hope Brandon Thurston is there to make sure that these are accurate sound decibel levels.
Of course. Is he still messing with Awful, or did he finally give up on that?
Dis, you're the one that knows that. Oh, I guess just stepped away.
Just bounced out. Okay.
No, he said something. He called them trolls recently
Yeah,
because Dis is involved in that little feud.
he needs to relax. Brandon Thurston needs to chill the fuck out. Another guy that takes his farts too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be good, man. I
think so too.
Randy Orton looks so calm right now that it's like I'm just waiting for him to explode. Like that's how he is whenever he's in a really good match. He has this almost like bipolar version of his personality. There's this slow prodding dude, and then when he gets into the ring, when he turns it on, it's on. And I think with a guy like Gunther, this is going to be that kind of a hard-hitting match. I don't know. You guys expecting blood? A little bit of color?
Possibly.
Oh.
I don't know. Hold on. I know we got some super chats while I stepped away for a second. Let me see. Okay, so John E. Marrero for $5. Thank you very much. Do you think Damian Priest is everything they wanted Baron Corbin to be? Yes. I do.
Yes.
He's got that size. He's got the size and the height, which is what they loved about Corbin. But he can actually get in there and work. Which
it's funny too.
Yeah, Corbin.
Corbin's terrible. Yeah, Corbin's great. That's why they keep turfing him down to NXT.
The funny thing is with Corbin is he had a couple of shots to be really good. Like him retiring Kurt Angle should have been a feather in the cap of his whole career. And
such an afterthought.
I remember. Listen, he fell victim to Vince's board.
Yes. When you
show up to work and all of a sudden your entire gimmick is totally different, even your name, and no one told you.
Right. Well, even when he gave Becky Lynch the end of days in the middle of the ring, people freaked out at that. Yeah. And it was like, this is a moment, do something with it. Because even what's her name, who was with him, ditched him after he did that in the match, which I thought was great storytelling. Because she wanted nothing to do with him either. And I was like, it had a chance to make Seth. It had the chance to make Corbin.
Right.
Nothing came of it.
It's because Corbin. He is like.
Hold on, real quick. Cody Duffy for $1.99 for during. I had to get this in during Randy's entrance. Just had to hide my girlfriend. The man got thick. Sorry, continue your Corbin thought, Kevin.
When Corbin is hot, he's radioactive, but his lows are like you. He doesn't even register. Like lows.
Happy Corbin was one of the most fun gimmicks he had when he was bum ass Corbin and then went to Happy.
And then he gets the money back, and then they just didn't know what to do with it. Then they put him with JBL for some bizarre reason,
and that worked for like a couple weeks, and then nothing.
And then Triple H didn't like it, so it just went nowhere.
Right.
And then he's been great on NXT. He was great on NXT.
The Young Wolves or whatever. Right.
Yeah, killing all the old Corbin gimmicks. And I think his tag team with Cruz is pretty decent, but this is a guy who by now should have been he should have punched through the heel upper echelon. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. Sometimes it takes people a little while to get there, but he is grossly underappreciated.
If Orton wins, we riot. Awesome.
They keep saying that Gunther is in his hometown. Isn't he from Austria?
Yeah.
Austria, yes, but this wouldn't be the first time an Austrian has claimed residency in Germany.
Well, there was a little bit of the marring of the lines during those 40s, late 40s. Yeah.
It just seems to be a reoccurring happening.
Comes out. Yeah, put that barometer back or the decibel.
Yeah, they'll put the decibel back out there for him.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised it's such a bland entrance. I was expecting a king's welcome for him right now.
Yeah, I was expecting at least like come out a tank or something. The way they had. I
don't know about a tank. Yes, that's it. Anything banned in Germany is immediately going to get everybody demonetized. So
remember when they sent Rusev out in the tank, and then he got beaten by John Cena?
Rusev. No, Cena came out in the tank. Rusev had
No, Rusev was in the tank.
Was Rusev in the
Shotzi
Russian
came out in the
tank?
tank. Huh? No.
They could have sent him out in the Shotzi tank.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
They really should have given him the full Imperium entrance, the whole bit.
With Kaiser and everything. Yeah.
Oh gosh, hire Wolf back for a minute. You know,
Wouldn't it have been cool if Kaiser and Alex Wright would have been the two members of Imperium that came out?
Oh no, you weren't kidding when you guys were bringing up Alex Wright earlier for Berlin being here. I'm like, man, that does make a lot of sense, boys. Jeez,
He was huge in Germany. People don't understand that.
You should have had David Hasselhoff come out in front of him.
I see it. Gunther.
Oh, Hasselhoff doing the entrance instead of Samantha. That would have been awesome.
And you know what? There's nothing better on earth than when Gunther would take the jacket off and Kaiser would catch it behind him and twirl it. That was the most beautiful,
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was fluid.
satisfying thing.
Yeah.
I love these announcements, the individual announcements for the World Championship matches.
Yeah, I like it too.
We're just watching.
Yeah,
yeah.
I keep forgetting that we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the mic.
John
please.
JID 999 for 199 says that Randy Orton stat list is crazy that they showed. Well, yeah, he's an accomplished man.
Oh, speaking of stats, Miz on the pre-show was talking about Gunther. He has been with the WWE for a little over 2,000 days and has held a championship for like 1,500 of those days. It is over 75% of his WWE career that he's been a champion, which is insane. Oh, there we go. We got it. I'm sorry, popping for Kaiser.
Yeah, it was super face Ludwig Kaiser.
Deceptively large, by the way, Ludwig Kaiser. People forget how tall he is. So do we think Ludwig Kaiser is going to be a really big deal at some point?
Yes, 110%.
Oh yeah, he's too good.
Shining, man. He is.
Does he need size? Does he need to put on a little muscle?
I mean, it'll come, but he's the kind of heel because he's also tall, which helps him a little bit. He is a special kind. He's like a movie heel. Like you just want Bruce Willis. You want John McClane to show up to handle him.
Ludwig Gruber.
So it'll help him.
Max has a comment about Kaiser he wants to say, so here we go.
Okay, so Gunther versus Dragunov was, and I think if it does happen later, then will be maybe
Okay,
a
come
good
on.
match. But like, I mean, when Ludwig Kaiser gets stronger, Ludwig Kaiser and Dragunov is gonna be the absolute dream match.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, it is. No, I agree.
They're going to hit around the same time too, probably, in terms of being main eventers. Like, I think those two are going to be the ones that we talk about, like Randy Orton and John Cena, you know. Good observation, Max. Everyone thinks so.
Very good. Yeah.
Love seeing Little Nate Charles Robinson as the referee. I love that he's still out there refereeing.
Yeah.
Man, the crowd is
Going
going.
strong.
This is like Austin level crazy right now.
Yeah. This is so cool to see too, because he's been such a definitive heel
Yeah.
for so long. To hear him get praised as the babyface is wild.
You know what I like? He's not playing into it.
Not at all.
Oh, he was
He's
just smiling there a
He's
little bit.
he's
Come on,
just but he's basking. He's just basking in it.
right.
Like he deserves it. You know, like he's not being like grateful for it. He's still acting like a heel, which I love.
Well,
right.
If anything, this fuels the heel because these are the people that he does this for, not for
Right.
the Americans. Right.
These are the fans that he says are better than the Americans.
Right. So it's like when they cheer him and appreciate him, I agree. It's like this is what he's fighting for. Yeah.
And Orton, I see. Okay, now will Orton do the LA Knight thing? Is he going to work as a heel during this match?
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't Orton kind of always work as a heel though?
Yeah, I was going to say he's kind of always whatever Orton is.
Yeah, Randy's got one gear.
Yeah,
and it's heel.
Orton just works.
Oh, Randall, you're so limited but so wonderful at the same time.
So are they having a post show? Or are they having a scrum or a press conference?
so
I gotta do what they did last time.
Yeah, what they do now is they do a post show. It's not really a scrum. They have like let's say 8 people that they want to interview, and 4 of them will go to the panel, and 4 of them will be in front of the press. But then the press ones, you can tell, are pre-approved WWE questions, right? And then they have Triple H come out, run through the numbers, say everyone did a great job, give out his honor club cards to the people he really liked, and then they call it a day. Which I like. Like I've always said, I get why they do the press conferences, but they need to work them, man. Why put anything on TV that you don't control?
Yeah, stop
100%.
putting a mic in front of Brandon Thurston.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate.
It's my internet's crapping out, so I'm sorry for talking over anybody.
No, you're fine.
I'm gone.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm back.
We hear
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So it's for the people who like that stuff. That's just Triple H kind of giving that particular segment of the fandom their red meat. Go ahead, ask your stupid questions.
Yeah.
In a completely and totally sanitary.
Now you're
with our trained professionals who know how to handle dumb questions.
They it also gave Jey Uso a career, so we can't.
How did it get? Wait, is that what gave him yeet?
Yeah. When him and Cody were drunk doing the press conference, that's when
okay.
Yeet really started. So
Gunther
Samantha just put out.
They're literally just chain wrestling, and the crowd's chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
No, but Gunther needs to turn it up. He needs to get violent with Randy.
he will. They got.
I know.
They got plenty of time.
Opening second.
What did Samantha do, Kev?
Samantha just posted this.
Oh.
And said, what is it? Hold on. It says bash or pass.
I love her so much.
It's so weird that people are treating her like Aubrey Edwards, talking about how she like tries to steal the show and stuff like that.
She never tries to steal the show.
Like how?
Because she posts stuff on social media.
You got signed off by Michael Buffer.
She posts things on her personal social media account. Last I saw, that's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way,
she's not doing it standing.
Yeah.
I can't wait till this other company's gone, dude. I'll be honest.
I totally buy her emotion.
It's never going away.
Too.
TNA stands were never this bad, dude. Ever.
No, we weren't. We were not that bad.
Because TNA stands for normal people,
yeah,
who just like that kind of wrestling,
right?
While TNA is trying to figure itself out. AEW stands. It is the worst of the so-called IWC. It's like it's the Meltzer weirdos. It's that SoCal fan. It's like they have this they got the opportunity to make sure that everybody had to listen to them, and they take every chance to jam it down your throat.
Right.
It's like,
well, they think having Google stats in their back pocket makes them a more important fan than anybody else.
Yeah.
And immediately, if you're not as deep ingrained into Japanese and Mexican wrestling as they are, then clearly you're not a real wrestling fan, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
TNA had that. The TNA fans were fans of the underdog. We liked the idea of another company coming up, being an underdog, fighting from behind, and nothing explains that more than when they tried to go to Monday nights, and TNA fans were like, "No, we don't want you on Monday nights. We liked you on Thursdays." You know,
well, that was a Bischoff move, Bischoff and Hogan, and
yeah. Well, remember when Jeff Jarrett came out and cut that promo on that first Hogan Monday night, and the crowd was like in love with him, and then Hogan came out and like bashed him, like trying to. It was the weirdest promo ever. and then the crowd like turned on Hogan.
Dude, I remember
Well,
going to TNA shows when they came around to the Sears Center around here outside of Chicago. Same place that All Out is going to be. Hogan was there, and there were no lines for Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
There were not people running up to meet him while he was in TNA, you know? So it was a completely different dynamic when he was there. He was not accepted, I don't think, by TNA fans, really.
In Orlando, he was. But that's just because
Yeah,
it
but
was
that's his
Orlando.
home.
Right, exactly. It was the same people who listened to Bubba the Love Sponge and did all that. It wasn't
Right.
about, you know.
But I'm just saying, out
Hey,
in
Hulk.
Chicagoland, it was almost as if Hulk Hogan was just any other guy on the roster, you know?
Hey, Hulkster. Hey, just to let you know, I'm going to do everything in my power to be your best friend and then destroy your life as soon as I can.
Hey, Hulk, can you go set up some
Are you talking
chairs,
about Bubba the
Phil?
Love Sponge? You guys talking about Bubba the Love
What's
Sponge?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bubba Love Sponge all day long.
When after so TNA actually came here quite regularly because you know St. Louis and Nashville are pretty close together. and also I went down to Nashville for a bunch of shows. So I went to a lot of TNA shows. But when they came here for lockdown, when Hogan was back, or when Hogan was there, it was a totally different feeling. You know, the lockdown they came to St. Louis for before that actually drew better. But one thing from the Hogan era that was neat was Nash. We went out to get nachos, and Nash came out, and it was just walking around by the concession stands. And my buddy saw him and goes, "Oh, Kevin Nash!" He's a huge Kevin Nash fan, and he raised his hand. And Kevin Nash goes, "Hey, why don't you buy us a couple beers? Huh? Me and you will have a beer." And he goes, "Oh no, I don't drink anymore." And Nash just gave him the finger and went backstage.
That sounds like Kevin Nash.
He just came out to look for somebody to buy him a beer. That's the only reason he came out.
My favorite
This is
my
good.
favorite Kevin Nash moment was when he came back and attacked CM Punk randomly in that one, and I just remember getting
Oh,
a
gosh.
text from Apollo that night going, "Why can I not be rid of him?"
And
Now-
what's weird is I love Kevin Nash. I love Kevin Nash. I was like, I don't like this weird Kevin Nash Diesel
Yeah.
amalgamation that Vince kept forcing on me. Like when he was silver haired Nash in TNA, like embracing his age
Yes.
and just cutting Nash promos. Mwah, chef's
Main Event
kiss.
Mafia. The Silver Fox, yeah, Main Event Mafia.
Diesel.
What was his name? What was the announcement? Chet. I can't remember. He did it with Black Snow, and they did.
Oh.
This is getting good on the outside of the ring. Randy Orton and Walter are starting to really amp up here.
And Orton is working as a heel.
If what I'm hearing
We
is
were-
true, poor Walter.
We were incorrect. Orton.
Oh,
is
sorry,
a
Gunther.
heel.
Did I say Walter? Gee.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He did.
Oh, my
By the
bad.
way, how many
Good
people
Lord.
today, with the ovation that he's getting in the main event of this pay-per-view, how many people today are going to retweet that
Mhm.
stupid Keith Lee tweet?
Yeah.
This
Oh, Chet
This
Lemon.
tweet will forever live in infamy.
Remember when Matt Stryker got fired because of Diesel? Because he said he was mocking out on commentary when Diesel came out in the Royal Rumble?
Wasn't that for Booker T?
What?
I thought that was for Booker T.
Damn.
I thought
No,
Booker T
it was Diesel, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Booker T on SmackDown when he jumps. I'm marking out, bro.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly, Lisa. Lisa says Randy's working, or Randy said, hell with clearing the table. He keeps dropping Gunther on like all the little like pens and
Yeah.
computer screens. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking, like, yeah, it's a table. It shouldn't hurt. But with all that crap on there, that's got to suck. It's awful.
But you know what? I will say it adds a little bit of realism to it because if you're in the middle of a fight, you're not going to
Oh,
go, "Oh,
Yeah.
let me clean this off for you."
Yeah.
Remember earlier what we said about Randy Orton only having one gear? I take that back because he
Yeah.
is working as a heel. He is absolutely a heel in this match.
Randy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's been working on body parts. Absolutely.
He's such a good heel.
Which is going to be interesting to see Gunther try to work as a face.
Well, you know, it's although Randy is working heel, it matches the character of Gunther because Gunther
Yeah.
is this super intense German tank that
Yes.
rolls over everybody. So you have to Randy Orton has to go to a certain place in order to compete with him. So it's fascinating storytelling because it's
Oh no, Randy's full on healing out right now. You'll get to it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working kind of more of a hardcore brawling style, which goes against Gunther's, more technical.
Oh, Gunther
European
can go back
strong
and
style.
forth. We've seen him do that before.
Yeah, but he doesn't use the props as much, which Orton is all about right now.
And then
Cubic
also
saying, didn't Matt Striker also get fired from TNA because he was singing Mickey James's theme song on commentary when she came out? Is that true?
I don't remember.
He also got fired from being a school teacher because he skipped school one day and said he was sick because he went to go to be on Raw and thought
the
nobody was
Shane
gonna see
Douglas
him.
defense? Yes.
But it got him his WWE job that he probably would have never gotten.
Yeah.
I love teacher Matt
Awesome.
Striker.
I did
Hey,
too.
do you remember when there were two Matt Strikers?
Yeah, I do. It was very confusing.
Well,
And they both
Striker
spelled
got,
it
Striker got one of
incorrectly the
those
wrong way.
gimmicks. Striker got one of those gimmicks where
Yeah,
because
they
it was
both
like,
sold the
I hated my teachers in school, so you're going to be them. Just like Triple H got the I hate my neighbors in Greenwich, Connecticut, so you're going to be them.
Green Wench.
Wow, this is really fun.
I used to love
This
when
whole
Austin would say Greenwich, Connecticut.
This whole show has a weird, like, Jim Crockett Productions vibe to it.
So
I mean, the first match was an old school, brawl, right? And one that could have been taken right out in 1985 NWA. You had the strap match, which was an old school strap match that could have been taken right. And then this, which is just good heel work by Randy Orton, nothing over the top. Like, this is old school 80s NWA all the way through it. I don't.
Yeah, listen, even the mixed tag with the only difference that the woman could work.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like normally it would have been like Dusty and what? Baby
Doll.
Baby Doll.
Versus like Rick and Sherry or something.
Yeah.
or it'd be Tully. It'd be
Dark
Tully and
Journey.
somebody.
Yeah, except for that time when Baby Doll turned on Dusty and he gave her the old Desi Arnaz, Bing Crosby treatment. Was that a little dark? That was too dark.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Did you hear the thing? Oh, go ahead.
I was about to explain something that we shouldn't explain here.
Yeah, good point.
You got it. You got it.
So I
Baby
was
doll, you Jezebel.
You
Did,
Jezebel. But then spit her out 3 weeks later when Tully does it. Don't you ever put your hands on a woman.
Did you see the thing where at King of the Ring, Randy Orton like looked at himself next to Gunther before the match and realized he needed to gain weight, so he ate Nutella until he gained 9 pounds?
What?
Yes. The day of King of the Ring, Randy Orton ate enough Nutella to gain 9 pounds because he wanted to gain weight so he didn't look bad next to Gunther.
How do you eat enough Nutella to gain 9 pounds?
I don't know.
That's a lot of Nutella.
That's enough to kill Elvis.
He said it was the only thing he could find that was fattening backstage. So he just kept eating it until he gained it.
I love that this match is taking away all the finesse of a standard wrestling match and really just relying on the strikes and the brutality from both of these guys.
Good
It's not
old-fashioned
telling a
house fight.
story of two guys that are clearly great wrestlers. It's telling the stories of two guys who really hate each other, and I like that.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Everything feels personal. It's not. Sorry, I didn't mean to steamroll. It just
No, it makes sense.
This is the issue that we had last week while watching All In. None of the matches that had the air of malice between the two competitors. It just felt like you were watching two guys wrestle.
Yeah.
that's the difference, because those fans eat that up and they have no understanding of why psychology like this works. Like the fact that they're taking time out to sell their injuries is a foreign concept to a lot of those people.
And can I point out too, the storytelling here, the long-term booking plan, we all kind of know that Randy Orton's getting ready to turn heel. In the next few months, he's turning heel. And the idea of having this match in Berlin against Gunther, giving the fans kind of time to slowly warm up to the idea of Orton being a heel, right? We're seeing that heel style. It's easiness into it.
I
it's
disagree
so
with that
smart.
just for one reason. Because he's been laying a lot of breadcrumbs for wanting to be one of Cena's last matches.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has to be a heel to do that.
No, but he has to be a heel against Cody. He has to be a heel against Cody.
Well, is he going to face Cena before Cody?
I doubt it, because I think he's going to be one of Cena's last matches, which is going to be at the end of next year. So I imagine he'll probably be his last match. I can't think of anybody better.
Well, people were saying Rock versus Cena as his last match.
I don't think Rock's going to come back in December to fight John. You know what I mean?
We've seen it enough.
Yeah, I don't
Rock
think
will
you're
come
kidding.
back to fight Cena in Cena's last match. Oh,
Not in December. Not in December. Not in December.
But
No,
it's not even
but
gonna be
Randy-
the last match.
Randy is the
Gunther
Rock
seems
to John
brought
Cena's
back.
Austin.
Right.
I think we'll
No,
get
you're right.
John Cena versus Rock next year. I think it'll be a SummerSlam or Survivor Series, though.
John JD 999 for 199 says, I like Matt Stryker on commentary. I know people hate him. Do people hate Matt Stryker?
Some people do. I
That
don't.
striker was amazing.
I like him on commentary.
Very Bobby Heenan-esque.
Hit or miss. I have nothing against Matt Stryker.
I enjoyed the Wrestle Kingdom that him and Jim Ross commentated together.
So do you think in December next year, do you think they should they normally don't do a December pay-per-view. They haven't done one in a couple of years, but I could see them doing just John Cena's last match. Do the
His
whole
last
thing
match is at
pay-per-view.
WrestleMania.
Like
No,
Ric
no,
Flair's
it's not.
last match.
No, he's going all year next year, Mish.
Oh no, I thought he was stopping at WrestleMania.
No, he said next year's WrestleMania will be my last WrestleMania. Next year's SummerSlam will be my last SummerSlam. Next year's Survivor Series will be my last Survivor
okay.
Series.
Okay, fair enough. I
So,
misunderstood. Right.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It's not just don't about it.
I was with you there, Mish. I thought we only had like 4 months of Cena.
Yeah.
No, we have a whole year of John Cena. I'm sure that was part of the Netflix deal.
Yeah, he said he said he has at least 36 dates next year. So
Yeah, because why wouldn't you retire at WrestleMania? Why would you retire at December to Dismember or something? You know?
because Netflix is paying him.
Netflix wants him on Raw for a year.
Fair enough.
He's probably not going to do any movies.
Oh, did he Rocky for this crowd? They're all chanting RKO.
Doesn't he have a new season of Peacemaker coming out?
I could change, and
At
you
some
can
point in time.
change.
I think they said they just started developing it or something, but I don't think it's ready to film yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
I think,
he's
I
got
think
to stay
Randy just turned Germany to his side with the power of his will.
Well, they were singing a song before the match. Like, so they don't
Wow.
hate
That's
him.
true. They
What
weren't
song
singing
was
along with
that?
Rocky's entrance.
What song was Germany singing there, Dis?
Randy Orton's song.
Oh.
What are you implying?
Ah,
So that we need to be careful when Germans start singing.
I did say there was
Where's Indiana Jones to get the wrong spelling in his journal?
on Twitter. I saw Lufisto, which, by the way, shout out to Lufisto coming out of surgery. in a
Yeah,
wheelchair
absolutely.
still,
Get-
so. But
Get
she
well
posted
soon.
she posted a reply to there was a picture of a big speaker and it said, "What are you jamming out of here?" And she said, it was a big speaker in the middle of a city, and she said the Brood theme. And the first thing came to my head was the Gunther theme. Could you imagine a giant city and Gunther's theme starts playing? People would just be running for the hills after that. Max is making a geometry dash based on Gunther's entrance, by the way. Geometry
very
dash
nice.
level.
they're upping the ante. Gunther's making more desperate moves, more high spots and everything else like that. This is great. It's just the elevation of the match in general.
People are already kind of saying that like they're done with Gunther. And
Why?
because they're dumb. They're calling him boring and saying he's not a draw. Gunther, to me, I can't think of a more perfect professional wrestler than Gunther.
Dude, he held the NXT title to a record-breaking amount. He held the IC title to a record-breaking amount. Like, who doesn't want this guy to hold the world title to another record-breaking amount?
Let's say these guys confuse what they think of as a draw. Gunther's job is to create the droids. He doesn't have merch sales. This guy is as classic heel as you can get. Generally, people do not buy the heels merchandise. That is more of a newer phenomena. He is when you hate Gunther, you hate Gunther.
Hey,
So-
and look at this. Look at this. Look at he revived Miz's career with his Intercontinental. He revived Sami Zayn's career. He made Chad Gable more than a opening card talent, and he made Jey Uso a single star. That's what he accomplished during his Intercontinental title reign. So, you know, and with his NXT title reign, he made Dragunov. You know, he's making stars. This is what you want.
The only person who got nothing out of it was Ricochet.
And that's because and honestly, that's just because he left. If he would have stuck around, he was in a position where if he would have signed the first time they offered him that extension, he would be in a much better position right now than he would have been feuding with Braun Breaker and doing all that, you know.
Absolutely.
But they approached him. I remember when the story came out last year that they approached him about extension and he didn't do it. And that's where he messed up, really. And actually, who cares? You know what? Ricochet left a bigger star than he was 6 months before he left because they threw him out in the middle of a feud with Braun Breaker.
Absolutely.
Max still wants to see him come back and take out Braun Breaker.
There we go.
That's why I find that these guys going to AEW signing these super long contracts is a little silly. Like I could understand 3 years, 5 years. You're insane. It's insane. You're stuck.
Yeah, but that's nepotism talking. That's not.
But what about the
standard.
ones that are signing for 8 years?
Right.
Didn't MJF sign for like 8 years and Jericho too?
That's what they said.
Yeah. I get Jericho. Jericho's long gaming it. Jericho's figuring I'll get into the Hall of Fame because absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right.
And I'm not going to be wrestling these next 8 years. What's MJF doing? You already branded yourself the guy who was too afraid to go swim in the big pond.
The second he cried during that press conference as a babyface, he was done for me.
Mm-hmm.
When he cried because his leg hurt.
But the WWE is a whole different place now. I can understand 6 years ago people being frustrated with talent being stuck in the mid card because all the mid card stuff was being booked so bad. But now,
once you were stuck, you weren't allowed to move in either direction.
Oh boy,
50-50 is killing you.
But now being a mid card wrestler is back to the days when like Kurt Hennig was a mid card wrestler and Jake the Snake was a mid card wrestler.
Okay, we got to talk about the match that's in the ring, guys.
Well, you have to realize we're 30 seconds behind you, so right now both guys are laying down.
Minutes behind you, so it's I don't hear you talk about anything.
I'm trying. You guys don't take a breath.
Here. Gunther almost had a power bomb on Randy, couldn't get him all the way up. Randy immediately flipped that over into an RKO, and it was a real long two. It was a really long.
I see. I just saw that before. While you were telling me to stop talking about it, we were seeing people laying on the ground. So that was the problem.
No, because I wanted to make the point that that moment of him kicking out of the RKO should have been huge. It's less huge because Cody and KO were kicking finishers in the first match of the night.
Yes,
I hate
no.
it. I hate the finisher kicking. I can't stand it. There's a time and a place for it, and that time and a place is the main event. You can't have two. I don't think you could do two matches on that with that. It's too much. It's just
But
the point where guys hit finish.
They're both
Remember
champions. That's the hard thing. I agree with your sentiment, but you're talking about two world champions on different brands.
I know, but nobody ever kicked out of the Stone Cold Stunner unless it was like WrestleMania, right?
I hear you, but you're also we've been having this discussion for about almost 22 years now. At some point in time, you just got to kind of go. It is what it is. The moves like the RKO are generally very protected. I just saw him hit it. People lost their minds when he hit it, and that's the most important thing. When they're not popping for your finisher, that's when you've got trouble.
Well, I agree on the status point, though, because if this was like a European match and somebody kicked out of an RKO, I'd be like, that's just silly. That's just gross and silly. But you're talking about two world title matches. It's like, if anybody's going to start defying the standards of wrestling, these are the belts, these are the matches that you do it in.
Maybe for these B shows, they should go back to having the split brand pay-per-views. Like if this was just a SmackDown show, you wouldn't have to deal with that, right?
Yeah, listen, I agree. I think they should go back. They have all the time in the world, so it's not that big of a deal.
And they have enough belts.
Yeah, you've got enough belts. We should be going back to split brand pay-per-views. It'll help the belts feel more important because the feuds are isolated. And then just save like these interbrand matches for really big occasions.
Didn't they kind of state, or somebody kind of rumor milled, that they're gonna do another draft as soon as they go over to Netflix?
Well, it's because on the picture for Raw, they had like Solo on it.
Okay.
So that's where that rumor came from.
Okay.
I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I couldn't find a source back when I first heard it, but that's
really,
like, is there a new draft coming with Netflix? Because I'm not against it. I like the idea of new brands, new network, new everything, just start from scratch, With
the way they're going with the big pay-per-views being 2 nights, they could actually do a situation where they never cross brands, because you could do one night of WrestleMania as the SmackDown WrestleMania and one night of WrestleMania as the Raw WrestleMania.
But then would they run into the problems that they used to have, where people didn't show up for the SmackDown pay-per-views as much as they did the Raw pay-per-views once upon a time?
If they keep them as hot as they are right now, I don't think so. If they can maintain what they're doing. Right. I think the only problem you really run into there is with like King of the Ring and go ahead. Yeah, I think the problem you run into is
crazy because SmackDown always go.
Yeah.
Man, Randy is really letting him recover. Gunther just had
Randy's doing like an indie outside the ring setup spot right now. Where he takes you 15 minutes to set up the thing you're trying to do.
Right.
He just doesn't want to. He's too lazy to climb on top of the table. He needs the chair. Or he needs the chair.
It kind of really leads me to Gunther's going to win this just because of the amount of time he's taking outside the ring. Methodical is one thing, but
the crowd got to him.
Oh, the crowd.
No, that's a good story, because you can say the crowd got to him, and that's eventually what makes him snap to turn back into a heel.
Wait, you guys notice something that Randy's working Gunther's right arm?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. They don't work the opposite side in Europe, do they? That's just
isn't the right arm the RKO arm?
Yes.
No, he's working Gunther's arm.
I'm saying, but it's the cutter arm. Oh, Randy's working Gunther. Oh, sorry.
Right.
He's working Gunther's right arm.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, what is this going to be? All right.
In any type of match, Max. Max is confused as to why they can use weapons outside the ring. I'm trying to.
Well, they're not using weapons in.
Oh, that's true. They are just using the things that
the table is just something that's out there. You can use the table. You can use the. You can't get a table from using a table from under the ring would be a disqualification, but using the announce table is not.
Right. Yeah,
it's a weird thing. Same with the steps. The steps are not a disqualification for some reason.
Well, in WCW, it used to be that outside the ring, anything goes. Remember that for a while during the Monday Night Wars?
For a while there, you could pin your own opponent, too.
Yeah. For a while in WCW, they didn't care. Remember when 1999, 2000, when they were on relaxed rules where the ref would just randomly decide not to call disqualifications anymore?
Oh, no, I meant when WCW had that stipulation where you could literally count to 3.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I remember that.
God.
It was so bad. Who needs refs? We don't need refs.
See, that's what I mean about WCW, though. Even when it was bad, it was like bad in a weird, fun, interesting, entertaining way, right?
But
like
I think
it wasn't
it's fun
boring.
and interesting now, though. Looking back on it at the time.
At the time, I would be like, what is
because
going
it was
on?
it was the desperation pop.
Yeah.
You were like, I can't believe they're doing this, and you wanted to see how bad the train was going to go. Well, I'm in the middle of rewatching 99 Nitros, inching ever closer to 2000, where it just all goes to hell. And like, I'm still kind of having fun watching it, knowing how bad we're about to get. I'm very excited for Russo to show up in a couple of episodes.
Oh yeah, when Russo shows up,
doing
just
the
past Albuquerque. You know. Oh, here we go.
So someone asked a good question in the chat, Erica. If they threw the stairs into the ring and used it, would that be a disqualification?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You got to go by the Jesse Ventura rules. You could shoot a man on the outside. It's all legal.
And for the people that are saying that all the countouts that had just happened, Randy was kind of rolling in and rolling out every once in a while throughout that entire sequence.
He was. Yeah, no, Randy did the roll in, roll out.
And let's be honest, Charles Robinson's a little older. Maybe his count is a little slower.
It's all referee discretion in the end, right? And they do tend to be a little bit more loose for championship matches.
Oh, we got our blood. Walter's knee.
You got to go NBA
Walter's
rules
knee?
too. It's you got to let them play. When it's a big
WNBA
game.
rules where you can just beat up Kate and Clark all you want, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Walter's.
Why does Gunther always
This match is
bleed?
going for. They gave this match a long time. This is a proper main event.
Why does Gunther always bleed from not his head? Have you noticed that?
He needs to wear knee pads. That's why.
Well, he did it. He was his pec was the
Yeah.
last one. Oh, Max said he's secretly Samoan, so his head won't bleed because he's Samoan and their heads are stronger.
He does have a giant cranium for a guy. Look at that
I'm so happy they brought that back, by the way. The idea that Samoans' heads are stronger than everyone else's for some reason. Man, I love he's using a sleeper. Man, I love Gunther.
Nice.
So good.
Yes.
I never want this match to end.
Oh, Orton's faces are the best. Just
Yeah, they are. What other wrestler in the world got better at 46? I guess maybe PCO. Maybe PCO you could say that for. But
I remember I had friends that used to say, "Oh, Randy Orton is going to be legendary, in the future. We're going to talk about him the way people talked about Ric Flair." And we used to laugh at him for saying it. And recently I went back to that friend and I was like, "Wow, I like that finish."
to a submission. Holy shit.
this is the catalyst, man. This is what's going to make Orton crack.
Oh,
Watch
this
it.
is wonderful. Absolute beast of a finish.
Yeah.
Absolute beast of a finish. Gunther went back down, popped right back up, even though he gave him that the backdrop electric chair kind of thing. And here we are, the finish.
With a sleeper. It wasn't even like a crazy MMA move. It was a sleeper.
It was a sleeper. Wow.
That's so good.
Fantastic.
Man, guys, one thing I have to say, man, if what I'm hearing is true, poor Walter.
Oh,
It's a good PL. It's so refreshing. Like, I don't even know why. After watching this, it's hard to think about why last week we were like, that wasn't a bad show, because this is just exactly what you want from a PLE. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so well paced. It's exactly like right now is exactly when I want to stop watching. You know what I mean? I've gotten my fill at this point.
Orton did such a good job of selling everything too.
Mhm.
Like, there are times, look, Orton is not a saint by any means. There are many matches that he didn't necessarily sandbag in his career, but you can tell that there are matches that he tries for people, and for other people, it's kind of going through the motions. He did such a wonderful job tonight. Tonight, Jesus, it's only 3:00. He did such a wonderful job this afternoon. Yeah, these guys are just solid.
Max brought up a good point, which is that it's so fun with Gunther because he uses moves that other people use as transition moves or random moves, and they end up being the finisher. They end up being the big move. And I don't know how Gunther gets away with that. You know,
Oh,
like
wow. Is there going to be respect? Is there going to be respect in this? Wow.
they're doing something. Watch. So there's it's weird to kind of take this with the end of the Cody KO match. You know what I mean? Like, look at the comparison there in terms of what they did after.
Yeah.
I think Gunther and Orton
agree.
is a lot more than Cody and Owens. No offense to Owens. I love Owens to death.
I don't know. Owens pushing that camera away. I'm just talking about in terms of storytelling, right?
Oh, I'm just saying in caliber of what the respect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. It's two completely different things in terms of that. I'm talking about storytelling wise.
Wow.
All right, boys. That was
Yo.
Bash in Berlin. I did not. There was not one match that I didn't like.
No, it was a stellar pay-per-view.
Whole thing
Or
was great,
PLE.
top to bottom. Appreciate all you guys for hanging with us. And hold on, they're going into the post show, and I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I appreciate everybody popped in the chat. I appreciate all your super chat. I think we have one more. John JID 999 setting up Orton versus Cody. Awesome match. It's great. I agree. I definitely agree. Thank you to everybody that joined the chat. Thank you to our panel here tonight. Mish, what do you guys got going over on the soup there?
Usually we would do a post show today, but Joey is out, and Joey will run a solo post show tomorrow at around 2 p.m. So make sure you're around for that. But for me, I am bouncing the hell out and going off to do work. So
awesome. Yeah. Dis, where can folks find out more about what you and Max are up to?
Hey, check out Maxed Out Media with 2 X's. Max has 2 X's. We want to work on something this weekend, so we will probably have something out before Monday because Max has a 3-day weekend this weekend. So,
right.
Check me out there. Yeah. Check me out there. Also, my Twitter, AEW Disciplinary. You can find the Discord on there. We have fun. John JID does a great job there, and we have Raw SmackDown chats every week. So make sure you join that.
And Kevin Apollo, what do you got going on?
I'm finally getting to the ending of this because my cable kept going out.
Wow.
Oh man, what are you, like 5 minutes?
I was just watching the equivalent of the Beach Ball of Doom on my.
Oh.
And now Kev's dead.
Internet. Yeah, now he's gone.
There you
guys,
are.
we love doing these live watch parties with you guys. We will be back next week for AEW All Out. God help us. But we will be doing it once again. Hopefully we'll have Awful with us because Awful is always really fun to watch AEW with.
I might show up at All Out, so maybe I'll do a call in or something like that. So
yeah, no, please do. I'll send you the link. You know, you always get the link for anything we do. But
I'm saying I might be actually at the event. Is what I'm saying.
Max wants to say bye.
Oh yeah, maybe call in and tell us.
Can Max say bye real quick? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Max.
Say bye.
Bye.
Okay, there you go. He said bye.
Tonight I will be on Culture Casino's channel for his 25,000 subscriber celebration. So then, yeah, we'll see you guys Tuesday night for more Tooney Talk Wrestling. I'll see you guys Thursday night for Tooney Talk TV. Also, next Thursday we are launching our channel memberships, which is going to be huge. So yeah, we're gonna have an awesome time over there. And of course, working on a new episode of the Headlock Headlines, daily content Monday through Friday on Tooney Town Wrestling as well. The new headlines, hoping to get it out this week, but it is a very busy week for me, so it might not be until the following week. So yeah, just stay tuned, guys. And from all of us here at the Tooney Town channels, I'm Marvin Movie Monster. Now get out of here!
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. But you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks. For what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you. Thank you.